Welcome, everybody. Here we are tonight with the CEA Fall 2020 semifinal matchup here today between the Shorty Kings and Cal Poly Pomona. I am the Doctor, being joined on my right by Vermilion Rose. Our steadfast, trusty producer of the night is going to be joining me on the desk as well. And so we have a best of three for you tonight between these two teams to try and decipher who is going to be heading into the grand final matchup here next week. And so we do have the team set up. We're going to be hopping into games shortly. Vermilion, how you doing today, my guy?
Dude, I'm shaking right now. I haven't cast in so long. I'm usually at the production desk, so this is new to me. I had to step in an emergency, fill a place
It's
for
a
a
neat
caster
job.
we couldn't get. But it's nice to be back on the desk. I had to do some things in the background to make sure my microphone did come through. So I'm happy to be here. But didn't expect it, but I'm here to cast. So
Some of life's greatest surprises always work out wonderfully, and we're happy to have you here. We are going to be, like I said, hopping into game relatively shortly, but man, do we have a matchup here today. It is going to be, like I said, CPBB versus Ryerson SK, and these two teams are just so ready to duke it out tonight. I'm ready to watch them. I am curious what we're going to be able to see tonight matchup wise, however, when it comes to agents though.
So yeah, I know nothing about the agents so far. I have the roster on my side open right now. Agent wise, I'm not sure. But other than agents, we have the map picks. So we know that we have Haven, then we have Bind, then we have Split. For Haven, we actually have SK defending, I believe. And then a Bind, we have CPBB, that's a tongue twister, defending. And then for map 3, Split, we don't actually know which side is which side. It'll be decided later on by round difference, I believe.
Correct. And so we will have to wait and see who is actually defending that one. But I think this map pick's actually pretty interesting. Obviously, to get Split, it means somebody had to have banned Ascent, with Icebox not being legal just yet. I'm actually not even sure it's going to be legal for the playoffs because of its release date. But yeah, so it means they banned Ascent, which is for one of the maps we've been seeing the absolute most of lately.
Yeah, I remember, I think yesterday I was working on the UMG First Strike. I wasn't casting, I was producing in the background. All I saw that entire night with the multi-Twitch open in the background was just Ascent. Every team just wanted to play Ascent, and it was just marvelous watching these two higher tiered teams duke it out. I think it was Genji versus Moon Raccoons that I was watching, and those teams knew how to play. So I'm excited to see this match between CPPB versus SK. Hopefully they're building the same amount of energy and skill.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at a map like Ascent, where it started to where it is now, it's crazy that so many teams are actually opting into it, when even a month ago we were seeing teams just like as a permaban on that map. And so again, it's super curious to me, but it does mean we get to see Haven for our first map. My absolute favorite. I love this map. It's so interesting to watch for me because there are just so many things you can do with it.
Yeah, Haven's sort of, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know nothing about Icebox yet, but Haven is the one map that has 3, spike points?
Correct.
A, B, and C. The rest of the maps only have A and B. So most other maps have a mid lane that people can play along, but this map, the sort of mid lane is the actual point. So this forces sort of teams to play a bit differently than they're used to. They can't revolve between just the A and B. They have to consider A, B, and C this time.
Yeah, and it spreads the defenders so much as well, because you do have that extra site to try and hold. And so it almost always guarantees at the very least one site will only have one defender. And we see teams try and get around that by having a player play in Garage, because there's the easy rotate from A or C. However, B or C. But if your B or C defender falls due to a rush or something like that, it's still only one person on a quick rotate. So it's very easy to overwhelm the defenses on this map, but there's just so many ways to hold them off. It's so interesting to me how the teams can actually get it done, and we're not just seeing 12 O's every time.
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna see a Cypher straight away on SK. Just picked up, can easily hold a point by himself. The rest of the team can play, I believe, whatever they want at that point. Maybe they'll see a Viper. We meme about Viper all the time. So maybe we'll see a Viper, put down that smoke and cover all of C, but we don't know.
This is one of the only maps we actually see Viper on. I know we saw a couple weeks ago, we saw a Viper being played on Bind as well. Not quite to the same effect as we had seen on Haven, though. It's so interesting, the play that we're seeing from Haven Vipers, because something again that we meme is that whenever they have their ultimate available, they just pop it at C entrance, and we're kind of like, well, why do they do this? Why are they using such a strong ability at round start, when they don't even know if anybody's even coming there? And what it actually does is it actually completely shuts down that entrance to the site. It means that they would have to almost be forced to come through garage because they don't want to have to try and peek through that Viper pit. They don't want to get caught, you know, with the Viper holding an angle there because they get the limited vision, they get the decay, and it can be very hard to just brute force your way through it, especially if they're on a rifle round. And so it really shuts down that C long. It means you either have to go to A, B, or garage to try and get around it, and it just limits the movement of the attacking side on Haven.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the C points that teams play around. Viper can offer that extra sort of smoke, so teams don't have to dry peek. She doesn't have the flashes, but she has that sort of, I don't know what to call it, a toggleable smoke as long as she has the toxin for it. That can replace an Omen as a duelist. That can replace a Jet Smoke if it comes to it. So that Viper, if we see a Viper, and you know my heart wants to see that Viper, I expect her to be played C. You know, that's where I think she sort of belongs. And if it's not C, then it's in B, where she can close off those sort of angles with her smokes and her walls.
Yeah, and I think one change that we can see from the Viper to make her even more viable is, you know, having the option to pick up the smoke. It's something that I don't think we've experimented with. You know, obviously when you compare it to somebody like Cypher, who also can't pick up their cages, it's a little different because they get two, right? Like Cypher gets two cyber cages. At least give Viper two smokes. But I digress. We're heading into the agent selection. Shoutouts for Riot for giving us this amazing UI in one of the latest patches. And look at that, Cypher.
Yeah, I love the new UI for this champion select. I used to go to that white screen bug and we'd be panicking in the background to see what we could set up in the meantime. But now we got this. So there's the Cypher pick I was expecting. Xylas hasn't locked it in just yet. We already see a Omen for Kylus. We see that Jet locked in. We see a Killjoy, our second newest agent, on Fant. So we'll see what he can do or they can do on her.
Yeah, I do think Killjoy is in an overall better spot now. You know, the most recent round of changes made her a little bit more constricted, but overall gave her more power. And on a map like Haven, you can really shut down a site, whether you are on the holding off a retake situation or if you actually are on defense. But we do see Fant on the attacking side, so we'll be able to see those aggressive nano swarms, you know, using the, you know, turret on a retake,
select your agent,
because you can't just set it up in the back anymore. You actually need to be at, you know, within a certain range of it, 40 meters to be exact.
Yeah, she sort of has her ultimate is sort of the same, or does the same job that Viper can do. It closes off an area. It's kind of a little bit worse. Like, you don't have the Viper decay, but you have the sort of detain that if you get caught in it, it prevents people from, you know, being able to push that site with ease and forces them to wait out, what is it, 30 seconds? A bit less than that, until that ultimate kind of goes down.
Yeah, and I mean, the detain itself is almost a guaranteed death as well, because you get the notification that an enemy is detained, and you know exactly where your ultimate range is, so you know that pretty much where they're going to be standing with their, you know, pants down. And so as we are heading in, once again, this is the semifinal matchup between SHORTYKINGS and CPBB, and this is round one. Pistols are out, and we do see a slight C stack actually coming out from SK.
So when I play Haven with my gang of friends, you know, the squad, we meme about pistol rounds and we just rush C long the entire time. So, but this time, it looks like they're going to be rushing that garage for now. The arrow does come out from Sova, is able to see anything in garage, but they don't see that player, so they're just sitting just behind that windowsill.
Yep, and look at this. There's nobody actually on the B site. It's just that tripwire. Aldens is making a bit of a rotation over, but here comes the smokes. They break down the tripwire, and they are on the site. Party Kid breaking the way through to the A site. Gonna win the first trade. Can't get the second one just yet. Has to reload. They're busting on through, though. Xylas gets one, and the spike is being retrieved and planted as we speak.
Yeah, 3 versus 4 now on this read to
Spike
make that
planted.
a 2 versus 4 as Roki sits in the background and waiting for people to rotate inside. Doesn't look good for them right now.
Pab, though, able to get a kill there in mid. Does have to fight one member here for entrance. Does get it. Heals up as well. Gonna be feeling really good about this so far.
Oh yeah, beautiful tap.
one player remaining.
Then takes out JC for a triple.
One player remaining.
Oh man. They're feeling it. There is no more healing left for Pab. Gets the headshot, though. And they are going to win the pistol round for SK.
I think they have the time for this, yeah.
My ultimate.
Pab coming in clutch right there with the 4K, I believe. Scoring his team the pistol round win.
Good stuff coming out there. Look at that. All the credits in the world to work with as well. Already has an Empress available. Are you kidding me? It's round 2.
I mean,
it's literally the second
yeah.
round.
That's what happens when you get 4 kills. You pop off on that ghost, you click heads, and suddenly you have an Empress on round 2 of all things. I don't think they'll pop it, though. No, it's going to be a eco round versus, say, a Vandal of all things on Pab, so...
Oh, they actually last second decide to buy up stingers for the most part. Oh, nice little bounce arrow there. Nobody's going to get caught off by the counter recon. But look at that party kid already getting kills off the first round.
And this is the second time, I think, that they've done this. They did it in the first round, where they kind of just pushed through mid. You weren't really punished for it.
Spike planted.
But they're doing it again. Yeah.
Pab actually went down. I just noticed that. And so they gave over to Vandal. We are going to see Kylis able to pick up a second kill so far. I don't think they're expecting Party Kid to be on this flank, though. Double smokes go out.
Enemy kill.
Oh, no. Pain. But there's still more action. Fan gets one. Pulls up the classic. Can't get the second, but Party Kid has the slack.
Party Kid was there to save. He had wrapped around. No, he hadn't wrapped around. He had sort of snuck in through C, and no one had sort of noticed him there. And that was what sort of gave him that angle on that Omen, Kylis' Omen. And beyond that, his teammate was there to pick off that killjoy, and then he picked up that last kill, and gave him that point around win.
Yeah, now it's actually SK who have to be on a bit of an eco around here. Party Kid able to save that Vandal that was, fought up quite, I don't want to say aggressively, but it was a bit, maybe of an overextension there. But look at this, they're already on the site, and there's nobody even close.
They aggressively take these sites. They smoke out any angle they can hit.
Spike planted.
And they know they can win this because they had just won that last round before. Oh, but on the range, look at this.
Yeah, this is something we've seen a lot, but they are just going to shut it down. We've seen teams set up for these shock dart type of plays in the background here, but they are going to be going down slowly, one by one. Ketchup picking up a 3K.
Yeah, sometimes those flanks work out, but that Jet was ready this time. They were there, picked off both of them. Pab got a kill back with that Sheriff, but it's a Sheriff versus, say, almost full gun rounds at that point. So you get lucky with that headshot tap here and there, but the eco's gonna roll you over at that point.
This time, though, going to be feeling a little bit better in terms of eco. They are going to have full rifles on the side of SK, and they should have a pretty decent shot here. But I think what we've been seeing so far from CPB has just been crazy strong. They're playing this like death ball style gameplay. Bit of an awkward shock dart there, but yeah.
No more cage
Two
trigger.
members of CPB still have Stinger. I guess they survived with them from the last round, as that had not been bought up. Right now they're looking to take that B again, that sort of fakes that dash in and smokes out the choke points from C and A, and the rest of the team's able to file in.
Oh, but they are going to push through the smoke. Can only get one before going down, and that is the A site completely open now. And SK, they're doing a pretty good job, right? Like, they're holding these sites as best as possible. They're making sure that, they're having the appropriate number of people on site. We are going to get both Empresses popped at the exact same time. Both of them about a quarter done. Alden's going to get a nice kill here. We'll have to see if they can get more once the Killjoy ult expires. Alden's gets a second, actually. Oh!
Nice 3! The party kid answers him, and now it's a 2v1.
Empress is up, and it is gonna be enough. Pab picks up a kill, goes Ghost, and they are gonna tie it up 2-2.
Like diffused.
Very well played from Alden, able to land that triple kill before getting picked off by Party Kid. The rest of the team is able to pick up at that point. Well played, finding those heads and bringing his team to an even 2-2.
Still a decent economy on the side of CPBB, though. not amazing, but it's okay. You know, Jesse's the only one really feeling a bit down in the dumps. Doesn't really have much to invest with, but he has some good friends. They're gonna buy him a nice rifle, and it's, you know, it's like when you go out to dinner and your buddy's like, "Nah, I got you. Don't you worry."
Pulls out his card, and then you feel bad, you know, because he's paying for it.
No, you just gotta make sure you don't order surf and turf. That's all.
I'm not a seafood kind of guy, so you know, not on me.
Turf and turf, just 2 steaks.
2 steaks? No, I don't go out that often, so.
Oh man, 2
Wings
quick
over.
kills. Oh man, they're just gonna take the site once again. These takes from CPBB are so decisive. Like, they just like full commit onto a site. They don't even hesitate, and they're hitting their shots, which is so great to see when they're trying to play this aggressively.
Spike planted.
SK has done a good job of retaking over the last 4 rounds.
Revealing
2 of them they
area.
had to retake well. And they do it sort of on the back of Alden. They have to push through the smoke now as the timer sort of goes down. They're able to find... Actually, no. Party get answer bombs. They have that. But the Ryerson team is there, and they can't push through that choke as well without really anything there to back them up.
This game so far has been pretty back and forth, though. Like, even though they're getting a little caught when it comes to, you know, defending the sites, like you were saying, the retakes are pretty solid. The A site does seem to be giving them a bit of trouble because it is so hard to try and force yourself through that choke point. And you can kind of see that CPB are noticing that, and they are kind of leaning very heavily on this A site, whether it is through the B to A split or if it's just a straight up A rush that we saw last time.
Yeah, you mentioned CBB doing this last round. You mentioned the sort of death ball they like to play. And it sort of forces, this is what Haven sort of forces, is that they have to split up a lot more, and sort of punish them, so that they sort of know they can set up the ball, and they're able to completely punish SK as they just all run onto the point.
Yeah, Spike's going to be going down shortly. You can
Spike
see
planted.
a couple bit of a 3-pronged approach coming in from SK. It does mean that they need to win all their 1v1s. Kyla's starting off strong. Does get smoked off, though, so we're going to have to see if they decide to play for the actual retake or if it is just some economic damage they're looking for.
Here comes the paranoia. Let's see what anything can do. No, but Jay takes him off.
Player standing. One enemy remaining.
Silas finds himself a Phantom, 22 bullets left. The turret's alive, down to 1 HP. Shock Dart gets pulled out, but there's no time left. They're on to it. Dart comes out, it doesn't connect. They're fighting for it, he gets the shot. Does he have time though? He's defusing, it's ticking away. 2 seconds left and 1 HP.
We had. I didn't think that was. I thought that shock dart was for sure gonna spell his doom at that point. I know I've practiced myself with shock darts on this map enough times, so you know I know
That's a tough
done,
one.
But yeah, it's a tough angle to shoot at, and especially when you have 33 health and you've tagged the guy already. So it's like, you know, you just gotta tag the edge of it. He was on 1 health, can't do it though, and it ties up the game 3-3.
Yeah, it was very close though. The box was like just in the way of that shock dart, and you know that really is the difference of the round, like how minuscule meter wise that was actually going to come out through. So I mean,
both these teams feel so close to each other right now. 3v3, these rounds aren't won sort of decisive, not all the time, and it's sort of just these little small micro plays players.
we do see a nice little spot here from Kyla, still able to get 1 before going down. Empress getting pumped once again from the CPPB side. Smoke push coming through. Pab's gonna get the shot though. Gonna be able to go ghost and come onto the site, get a little bit of information. Xylus is caught reloading in the doorway. So close, but it's still a 3-on-3 with the spike planted.
Killjoy ultimate does go down and looks to tame the enemy team right now. 5 seconds to go. We'll see what he keeps up, but the ninja comes through. The shock dart isn't able to stop it in time.
How is it a team ace if not everybody died?
Who won that again? We're defending, right?
Yeah, it was the defuse came through.
Right?
The defuse came through, and then it's a team ace, but there were still like 3 members alive.
I'm not sure what that was. I was expecting, honestly, the Killjoy ultimate to just detain people at that point. But they had already started diffusing behind jet smokes, and no member of CPB could actually find their head through those smokes. So it just ends up being this hilarious ninja defuse in the background.
Get out of my way!
Yeah, they died to the shock dart like literally right as the defuse came through too, which I think is actually what caused that weird little Team Ace icon to pop up.
Yeah.
But the knives are out. Jay's up super high, gets the knowledge, can't hit the shot, so Jesse's got backup.
11 health there, so it's almost a 1v1 trade at that point.
It's still got the knives out, so it is a bit scary, even if one single shot from anything will do it. Alden, though, no shock darts. I think they used them as a nice little entrance to the site. You get a little bit of knowledge, but this is still a really tough retake situation, down 2 members.
On round 2 or 3, I believe, they tried to force through this choke point right here and were unsuccessful. So see if they can get more success on this round. Brimstone remaining down. Doesn't find anyone. Storm, and it's a 1v2 with Silas in hell.
No time to reload. The jumping classic's not going to work out. Xylus gets a 3K. Needs to get the 4th and the defuse, though, but it's just not enough time. Roka Boy picking up the kill, picking up the round, and trying to stay alive, and they will.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see where the Brimstone ult actually came down. I didn't kill anyone. It was sort of a really desperate play at that point. They knew that Spike was down. They heard the timer ticking, and they knew they had to get on the point. And it almost actually pulled off. Xylus was able to pick up a Phantom for himself, take out 1, take out 2, but in the end, that Sova sort of holding that long point behind A is able to close out and wait out the timer.
Yeah, and I think they'd already used both shock darts at that point, so they really did have to actually peek it to get the kill. So that was a little scary, but I think they definitely still had the time on their side regardless. And so now, much slower approach to the game from CPB.
Yeah, usually you see them sort of group up around one point and push in aggressively. This time they actually put down the spike before deciding what way to go. They haven't even committed to a certain point right now. They're sort of playing with SK right now. They don't know. Usually SK would have usually been overrun, 1-2 members dead at this point. But this time CPB decides to go slower, sort of feel out where SK is, sort of bait them into this mind game that Valorant can actually be sometimes.
Yeah, and you're seeing Jay just try and bounce back and forth between the sites, just trying to get any little bit of information as the entire team of CPB is now breaking out onto the site. The knives go out, not able to get a kill from the Lear. 2 kills go down. A site secured again. They're stuck in this choke point.
And we're at this point of the round
Spike
again,
planted.
where 2 members of SK are dead and all 5 of CPB are up. And this happened last round. It's just the same exact play. Or around the same exact play. It's the same time.
Yeah, and I think this should be a save. We are getting shock darts coming out and stuff, taking them very low, 46% HP. Zyla is going to pick up a kill and throw out the neural theft. There's still 3 members alive, though. They know exactly where they are, but they still need to force them out somehow.
Player remaining.
Picking up the round in the end, getting this team 5 rounds to 4.
Yeah, good usage of the neural theft to try and figure out exactly where everybody is. They do get 1, but it cost them so much at that point that the nice trade coming in from Phantom made sure that they were able to win the round. Once again, has that lockdown available too. And so as we're heading towards the end of the half, we're on a bit of an eco buy from SK one more time. So you have to imagine we're getting 6-4 at the end of this. Although they did have a thrifty, so you know there is always that option.
They have pulled it back with subpar weapons, to say the least. They had 1 thrifty already. I don't know if they had 2. Ketchup Spicy merely takes out Silas. Really takes out Silas as well. Heals up. Jake picks him off at the end. The Roku Boy's there to clean it up. 2 versus 4 as CPB pushes onto that A site.
Yeah, once again, A seems to be a bit of the struggle point for SK so far on the defending side, because they're just getting rolled over on the entrance to the site, and then after that, it's just such a difficult situation to try and retake it through, because you are stuck in these really hard choke points to come through. 3 HP. Oh, that hurts.
Okay. 2 kills on A with the Sheriff. He's popping those heads like I pop Skittles. Skittles are good, man.
Skittles are delicious, especially the sour ones when they just tear your tongue apart.
No, I don't really like sours. Rookie Boy, however, picks off that sort of redemption soba right there and brings it to 6-4.
Alright, so we're getting rifles once again for SK. This is their last chance, really, to try and take a tied half. They need to win here. If they lose, they're going to be a bit of a rough spot economically. And so that would obviously make it 7-4, maybe 8-4 at the half for the attacking side, which is pretty good, right? Like, you're looking to win more on the attacking side on this map because you have that inherent advantage, but it's decently close.
Despite all of them not able to clutch that round, it did kill off 2 members of CPP where they didn't really have to. They sort of lost the trade to a sheriff, as dangerous as that might be. It does sort of lower their eco for this round if they do lose, so we have to watch out for that. Very slower play coming out now from both of them. Teleport from the Omen does come in to check out that A long.
You should run.
And here comes the Killjoy ult commit.
Lockdown is put down in the bottom portion of A short and it actually gets the Hunter's Fury out. That's so big brained that they knew where the center was, but you can see how deep CPPB has already gone. The Empress on both sides popped as well. They're fighting each other through the smokes. Ketchup's gonna come out over Pab, and there is just disaster striking for the SK side. Ketchup Spicy getting a 3K and could be going for the 4th.
Last one left. His team put on his back, but he can't. Will be a 7th round going over CPP, and most likely
last round in the hash.
Yeah, there's going to be one last half buy coming in from SK this half. You can see 3,100 left on Jay, who had upgraded to the operator last round, and I don't know how I feel about it really on this map with how aggressive CPPB has been playing. It's really hard to get established with that weapon because almost at any point we're going to see one member, you're going to see 2 or 3 more, and you only get that one shot on the operator before you have to dash away. And so now that the recon bolt comes in, they do know there's quite a lot of people here on C-Long.
Yeah, they have that Soba watching. He sees the recon hour, is able to destroy it before anyone can get him, but they know someone is there. At least one person is there. They haven't committed to that site yet. But look at this, Reyna and Jet wrapping around. Spawn. Pab finds one. Hard to get answers onto Jade. Pab is still there. Oh no, he's not. He immediately pieces out and goes to hit.
Dashes out of danger as well. We do see Xyla super close up with the Stinger. Not able to get a kill though. Alden trades it off very nicely though.
Yeah, does find a kill, evens up the sides, showing some life right now for his team. Wants it to be a 5-7 going into the half rather than an 8-4.
Kylus here is in a pretty good position. Oh,
did they see him?
I don't think so, because they're looking left and he was right. I think they missed him. They missed each other actually, I think.
Ghosts in the smoke. No, ghosts in the night passing each other. No. Right now we have that Reyna Pab sitting
30 seconds
right
left
on A as the spike goes.
Inside.
Immediately knows what's happening though.
Scared for help.
Spike planted.
Immediately, well played. Knew someone was up there, and now the rest of the team has to find a way to retake this site.
Alden heard footsteps and so fell off on the recon. That hurts. Not quite able to get it over the wall there, as we do see the stim beacon coming out into that back corner. Big fake coming through. Can't fake that headshot though.
Beautifully played. One member now left of SK. He doesn't have to save right now. Gets seen a little bit through that angle so they know exactly where he is. And there it goes. CPB closes out the half and takes it 8-4.
Again, really strong half there from CPPB. You know, they were very decisive on their takes of the sites. They would just death ball on 5 members, 4 members, just making sure that they're hitting their shots and trading out effectively. And that's just the inherent advantage of this map. You're always going to have the numbers advantage on the attacking side. You will never have a stacked site, whether it's 4-1, 3-2, whatever it is, because there's a third site. Somebody needs to be watching it. And as we look at the pistol here, you can actually see 4 members of CPPB stacked up on this A short. It's an interesting tactic, I'm going to be honest with you, but it's looking like it could work.
Yeah, we're sort of doing the pistol versus pistol rush right now. Death ball as both teams look to meet in this A short.
Oh no!
Found out it's heartbreaking. Oh, Pab finding 2. Takes 2 headshots with that ghost right now. Just the fight nice
One player remaining.
Reyna right there. Jay finds a 4th in the back of the round, and it's a 4v1. Spike's already going down.
Spike planted.
Fan getting hit by a shock dart as well. Not feeling so hot health-wise. Is gonna pop out and get a kill, but gets shut down. And pistol round this time going over to SK.
Yeah, this is sort of what Haven is. I can't say anything because I'm a producer right now. Like I don't really analyze these matches, but would you say Haven is sort of an attacker-based map, where the defense has to split up, so it makes it sort of. I'm gonna say it makes it easier for the attacking side to really get onto a point and then take it. That'd be a
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that Haven is the attacking map for that exact reason. Like, it's so much easier to split the defense, and when you do play very decisively and very just on target, you're just simply going to have more bodies on a given site. And in a situation like this where SK is now sticking together as a squad, they're making sure that every member is in a position to trade out one another. They're actually should be in a good position to start taking these sites, but it is only the second round of the half. There's
no one here.
Yeah, there's no weapons on the side of CPPB, so I'm not really sure they're really thinking about it either.
They have figured out that SK has gone onto a site, but now it's the question of how to retake this with, like, say, Shorty, maybe a Sheriff. I don't remember the scoreboard anymore. And CPB sort of setting up right now. It's 5 versus 5, but it's like guns versus pistols at this point. And 3 members.
I'm not even sure they're gonna
spawn. So it's like they're waiting. They know they're there. Okay, one of them just saw and been seen on the recon bolt. So I don't think there's a lot of fight right now for SK. Not SK. Yes, SK.
Yeah.
CPB.
The Nano Swarm's gonna come out as the kills come in. The spike gets exploded as well, and that is gonna be all 5 members left alive for SK at the end of the round there, which means they're gonna be swimming in credits heading into this gun round.
CPB looked very undecisive on that retake. I think they had known where the spike had gone down, but they just didn't know how to commit to a fight. 3 members sort of got caught back near the attacking spawn. And not much they could do at that point. Timer running out, bomb went off. They have sort of a rush onto the site as the bomb went off. So
Cover going out.
they're not looking good right now on their defensive takes right now. But 3rd round, gun round and a half. See what CPB, sorry, what CPB.
And as we see this, there's only 1 to 3 members here. There's no defenders yet holding onto the site. They are just peeking back, waiting for the spike to go down so they can take it as a team. Retake-wise, Xylus in a good position to play spoiler here, but the going goes, and then he throws his cage. Oh no, definitely a bit of a misclick there as he dies. And now Jay looking to keep Garage safely in control. But this is starting to spiral a bit. It's a 4-on-3.
Yeah, finds one right now. Isn't able to get picked off.
Remaining.
Pushes forward and finds 2 dashes over all and finds another, and it's a 1v1. Oh no, but Dacey's there, finds him, and is able to defuse the spike. 6-9.
Party Kid just absolutely annihilated that round. Just deleted the 2 duelists of SK with quick headshots, dashed into the site, played distraction for the rest of the team to get together. It was almost saved by Alden's nice spray there, but ran out of bullets. Jesse was just able to spray him down through the smoke at that point, and that's a bit of a heartbreak round for SK.
Yeah, that Jet is a hell of a distraction, able to get through that smoke, find 2 dash over. Alden does find them, even finds a kill in the smoke, but it's not enough. There are more bodies left alive for CPB than on SK at that point. I think. Am I getting my name and teams mixed up wrong? No, I don't think I am. Okay, let's see sort of slower push now. Spike gets sort of left behind near Garage. Pab pushing forward into B right now.
Which is just this is just straight up a death machine here. Just one of the best crossfires I've seen. They're so close. There's no way Pap gets onto the site here.
Doesn't know. He hasn't made any sound. And this spicy ketchup finds. Look,
Oh,
he
this
sees the
shotgun.
barrel. He's the barrel. So he knows someone's there. Pushes over. No!
Oh!
It's a stinger. Oh,
What is
that
happening?
That is heartbreaking. Mine's the real
Oh!
I was fine third. There's sort of these little peaks. You see the gun barrel, you see the leg of someone, and it transitions to a kill at that point. And it's just one member of CPP left to take the
Spike
site. The
planted.
spike goes down.
It's all up to Jesse. Needs to get a 4K here to win the round, and only has limited time to do it. With the spread of the SK members, I'm thinking they should have this pretty in the bag. They do have a nice little crossfire set up. Everybody's looking different ways. They even have Xylus with this flank camera just to make sure that nobody's following up through hay bales there. But I think Jesse might just play for, you know, possible economic damage. I don't think they're really going to be trying to force into this right now.
They're going to look to escape through that C-long. I don't think JC's going to be able to do much. He's going to look for anything, as you said, exit frag, and then just look to keep his Vandal. So, you know, standard play, keeps those credits on his side, and it'll be a 7-9. What can he do at that point? CPB, SK ran into the site, took down his teammates, and he's sort of the last one left. Not much he can do. Maybe he can find 4, but most likely he can't. These aren't slouches. This isn't bronze. This isn't iron. At least I hope it's not.
Yeah, 4K's pulling a 4K out of the hat. It's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but it's looking pretty good for the side of SK. You know, they had a bit of a rough first half. They're coming into their own here in the second, though. You know, playing a little bit more decisive as we do see 2 members of CPPB pushing through a short. Not able to get much, though. Both of them are going to go down. That should signal the A site is free.
Yeah, no one left, though. We know that no one's on that side. But right now, 3 members of CPB look to push in. 2 members wrapping around the spawn. Killjoy looking to
Spike planted.
From that B. Spike's already planted. Kaios finds Roki Boy, and it's a 4v2.
One enemy remaining.
Both members of CPB fall down.
Yeah, bit of a flank coming in from Spicy Ketchup, or Ketchup Spicy. Did get 1 member before going down, so that's always nice to do. You would like to see a little bit more healing come out from Reyna as the Reyna, right? Like, you want to be healed up super quick. You already have one of the best heals in the game, thanks Sage Nerfs. But, you know, sometimes you're left a little wanting at the end of the day. But now it is 9-8. We are 1 round away from tying it up 9-9 once again. It is a gun round, so this is just very dangerous here for the side of SK.
Yeah, and remember, we went into this half 4-8, and it's 8-4 now. They managed to grab 4 rounds, and they're almost to the point of tying it up. So we'll see what SK can do on this attacking right now. The recon bolt does find 1. Can't shoot it down in time. They know at least 1 person is there. 2 members of CVP check a short and a long. Can't find them right now. And as the spike rotates toward that A. They're sort of slowly pushing toward that A. That Jet is sort of watching. I don't know what weapon she has right now. But if she can find
revealing area,
this will be huge.
Does get some damage down, can't dash away in time. Xyla is picking up first blood in the round, and this is going to signal the take situation. Molly comes out trying to just deny the entrance to the site, and it will for now, but there's still more coming. Jade dies as well, and it's a 4-on-4.
Empress is popped from won't put the spike, but it does put the spike
run.
down. Still has the Empress run. The Killjoy, however,
Spike planted.
goes down, looks to chase people off the site for an easier defuse.
begins.
Bomb grenade
SK
out.
scattered to get out of his home.
And they're on the defuse already, and they're so far away with this. There's no shot they can get in time. And that's going to be an easy defuse. 2 members detained as well. Another heartbreaker. I don't know how else to describe that round for SK.
Yeah, they got onto the site easy enough, found a pick onto that Jet, but they had no way to sort of take down that lockdown. Take down that... that doesn't sound right in my head. Take down the Killjoy ult, and 2 members go down. They can't push back and retake that site, and that's a beautiful example of what that Killjoy ult can do. Forcing the attacking team to escape through these narrow corridors that take too long to get through, to the point where they just can't go back and take that site. Or retake that site at that point.
So that does give double digits over to CPPB as well. One step closer to winning this first map here. This Ketchup Spicy is in a pretty good position to start holding off the attacking members of SK. The smoke's going to dissipate and they're not going to peek it too hard. But this is a bit of a scary round because it could be 11, it could be 9.
Both teams sort of left the early half of the half round. Sort of they stepped away from the death ball comp. As Fant finds 2 on C right now. Looks to push in and find a 3rd. Can't see that Sova. Pab cancels though on the side. And as they pinch that poor Reyna.
One player remaining.
Oh,
you say poor Reyna.
Yeah, no, poor Reyna finds a kill. Sorry about that. But it looked like defenders will take this point. We'll take it to 8-11.
And yeah, just really interesting scenario we find ourselves in there. We see multiple members pushing down C long. Fant just shuts him down with a quick double kill. And then you can see this Ketchup Spicy going a little bit aggressive. And what seemed like could have been a really dangerous position, setting themselves up in that cubby, had both members of SK peaked at the same time. It becomes a very scary situation. Maybe the C site gets more vulnerable, but they did have Jesse on the backup. And with Ketchup Spicy just winning the 1v1 duel, there really wasn't that much more danger left in the round.
Hate to see it, but it sometimes happens, you know? As right now, the colors are getting mixed up for me right now. As SK looks to push in through that B right now, the drone does scout into garage. Can't find anyone. Rokiboi finds 1 pushing into B.
Deploying drone.
They're not committing just yet.
Get a little bit of knowledge with that Owl drone. Still needs to win the duel though, and isn't feeling too hot. Only 76 HP. Here comes the Cloud Bursts and the Hunter's Fury coming through. Going to pick up the first blood so far. And now the site is pretty scary place to be. Smoke's coming out. They're pushing through to A split. Can they get it done though? Jesse gets the first kill. Jay gets the double lineup. And this should be the A site for free for SK.
Oh, Jay unfortunately dashed into his teammate and couldn't actually get out of the spray. Leads
Spike
to
planted.
both of their death. Spike does go down, and with 2 members left,
Player remaining.
one member left. It looks like SK will take this round for themselves. Unless that Killjoy can pull a miracle. Set members now sitting around the easily accessible angles on this site. That Killjoy's hovering around heaven right now. Going back up and down those stairs. Has no way to really get onto the site. Will actually choose to save. Put down the sentry bot. And, you know, will go 9-11.
Yeah.
Looks to maybe find an exit frag, you know.
It's a bit of a sneaky ankle coming up high here on the crossbeam there. Everybody, though, taking the safe route, going back to the attacking side spawn. They will pick up that 9th round one more time. With 4 members alive, too, they get 4 rifles into the 10th round. We'll have to see what the economy looks like for CPPB, but it's looking pretty healthy. They're even picking up an operator. Oh, no. Party Kid thought about it. Definitely thought about it, but didn't quite pull the trigger.
They are on a jet. You know how jets and ops go, you know? Yeah,
I mean, name a better combo.
Yeah, I remember learning about that sort of cross beam on that defending side. I remember learning about it the first time, and I was like, you can climb that? And I was like, mind blown. So, no. Maybe sometimes it finds an exit frag, but they won't risk pushing to that side to escape it.
Picks up the orb, falls back, does give the ultimate over as well. Rookie Boy always finds Reyna. Just every time that drone comes out is Reyna.
Yeah, that Sova Owl, while it might get destroyed, can always find at least some piece of information. If they don't see anyone, then you know someone isn't there or someone's hiding very well. And if they see someone, normally they can act on that sort of report they have. Right now, the rest of the members of SK pushing through A right now. 2 members on A short, 2 members on A long, as CPB looks to find any bits of information.
Nowhere to run!
Hunter's Fury gonna get pulled out. Not gonna find anybody. It does signal that there's nobody there on that C half of the map. Execute's coming in now. Kyla's gonna teleport into hell. Might be able to get the spike. Ketchup is spicy though. Gonna win the fight onto Pab. Now here comes the spike. What can they do?
30 seconds
Jesse
left. Spike planted.
has.
He's gonna get some kills as the team swung to that A point. It's actually gonna be his death. Really.
So 5-on-4 retake. They have to somehow get through this choke point if possible. Jesse's onto the site. Can't win the trade with Kylus, who picks up 2. Goes for more, but can't hit the shot. Fan, Spicy Ketchup picking up kills, and they're on the defuse. The smoke dissipates long, but everybody's dead. It's just Fan wins the first trade. Knows what the second member is. They need to win the kill here. They need to get the shots on the bullets. Run out for Aldens, and that is Fat picking up a 3K and the 12th round. That is map point now for CPPB.
He played that so well.
Match point.
We say sometimes kills don't fake, but this fake works out in their favor. Finds one, fakes it again, finds another in a trade as he had to reload, unfortunately, and drop his pistol. Brings it to that map point for his team.
It was just absolute disaster to run out of bullets at that exact moment. Like, there was so little HP left there for Fant that it really could have just done them in, but they went out in the end, I guess.
Yeah, we see right now, SK sort of played this round slower. Spec Spike left sort of there in the middle of their spawn to see what happened. CORSAIR is able to see that Cypher peeking around, can't find a kill, but has that information as the rest of CBB. SK swings to C-Site.
Pab finds an owl. Once again, is going to get shock darted for their trouble as well. Trying to get, checked out of there. But look at this. There's 4 members of SK already on the C site. Spikes being planted. And even though they're at a numbers disadvantage, they now have the site advantage.
Here's the kill rate.
Get out of my way!
Again. I think that Jet is actually stuck in that top right corner. We'll have to quickly get through that C-Long to escape getting detained. As the rest of CBB moves in freely, knowing no one can be hiding around.
But he's detained and shooting through the smoke is Rokaboy and this Ketchup Spicy. There's only a couple members left as pretty much everybody's dead, and that is gonna do it. CPPB, they win the first map, and we're heading on to Bind.
Let me quickly figure out what team is what so I can put the graphics correctly and then throw us into desk. Alright, I think I got it. To it. Alright. There we go. I think I got it right. Perfect.
Well, I'm back. But yeah, really, really great map 1, actually. Both teams showing some really promising things. We did see that really decisive attacking side from CPPB, and their defense side was a bit more stalwart than SK's, but they fell to the same tricks that they used in the first half.
Yeah, what I definitely noticed about that game was both teams sort of played that death ball you mentioned. They sort of had that 5-stack running in, and they got a few rounds and then pushed in, got a few rounds, put that spike down, and then just fought. The retakes would sometimes go on through, sometimes not. They would find 2 kills here and there, and then halfway through the first half and halfway through the second half, they would sort of start playing the round slower. So it's interesting. I love to see teams adapt to what the defending side is throwing at them.
Yeah, and so as we set up for map number 2, we are going to kick it to a short break, but we do definitely want to give a shout out to our sponsors here, CORSAIR, for all of their sweet peripherals, making sure that we do have everything we need to put on the same type of plays that we're watching tonight. I may not be able to do it, but at least CORSAIR makes me feel like I can, and we do want to give a shout out to Rogue Energy for keeping us up for the gamer hours, making sure that we are hanging out with the bros and having a great time. And we're going to kick it to a short break, so stay tuned, and we'll bring you map 2 between CPPB and SK.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one.
Welcome back, everybody, to the CEA 2020 Fall semifinal matchup between CPPB and SK. We are heading into our map number 2 shortly. It is Bind, and after an extremely close map number 1 on Haven, I am incredibly excited to see what these two teams can break out here for the possible deciding map. Once again, I am the Doctor, being joined by Vermilion Rose here tonight. We're going to be bringing you all of the action. And Rose, that map 1 was kind of nutty.
Oh, it was. The first few rounds were just ping pong, as Ryerson likes to say. It's the ping pong economy at that point. Both teams trying to find their footing on these maps, see what the enemy team can sort of throw at them back. Sort of went back and forth, and it just really wasn't until, no, that's a lie. They took the half 8-4, and it wasn't past that point that really CPB sort of found their footing. They knew what SK could throw at them, and they could correctly react to it.
Yeah, and I mean, the second half is really where things started getting super spicy. We saw, like you said, the back and forth economy. Teams were starting to get a little, out of control there. And right up until the end, it was actually looking like we might actually go to overtime. It was SK who did fall a little bit short there. CPPB being the ones to take the map 13-9. But any single round in that second half goes differently. I think it's even closer, and we might actually find ourselves in that overtime. And so now that we're heading to Bind, which is a bit more of an even map, it's 2 sites. You don't got to worry about a third one. You do need to be aware of the teleport plays, but overall, I think it's a much more even map.
Yeah, I just noticed that I accidentally had the music playing behind us right now. I screwed it up, so sorry for everyone reading this. I have to cast and produce at the same time. That's why you have my beautiful image on the side right there. So, it's a little scuffed on my end. I apologize for that. But we are getting into the game right now. You can hear my voice as we get in. I have to just find the proper transition scene. Nope, not that one. That one. I have to do several things at once, so my apologies again. We're immediately getting into bind. We see that Phoenix immediately locked in for Party Kid. Whew, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped for these two teams to go into bind and show us what they have. Fant, again, hovering that Killjoy. We saw them on it that last round. Had some absolutely beautiful ults put down. And look, they're looking to reprise their role on bind.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an amazing pick on bind as well. There's a lot of nice little spots. You can put the turret on the B side to make sure that you do have full control. And you can do some actually really funky peak mechanics, especially if you have that Omen and one other friend. If you put your turret in the little back secret corner and have it facing out into long, as soon as it activates, if you chuck a paranoia down and peek, then you should be able to get a full, situation where you can take advantage of, the blinded players. So like, yeah, that's a lot of investment if you think about it. 3 members on B, including multiple abilities. But if you get a kill, 2, maybe 3, maybe the ace, that's super worth it.
Bind is sort of, I'm going to say off the top of my head that it's the map teams practice the most. It's the map I've seen the most in the CEA tournaments. It's the map I see the most in the GLG tournaments. And it's the map where both teams go in knowing shock arrow placements, knowing turret placements, knowing killjoy ult placements. Both these teams have probably practiced this map to the point that they can do this sleeping. Hopefully none of them are sleeping, so they're able to put on a show for us. But we'll see what both teams can put up in this map as game 2 starts and we go into the pistol round.
Yeah, and like you said, this is definitely the map most practiced from pretty much any Valorant player in general, not just these competitive teams, because it is one of the OG3. It is a map that's been around since beta. The teams have just been all out playing it for the longest time after release. This was like the tournament standard. Like, you played every single best of 1 on bind, and so these players are ready for it. They know their strats. They know what they want to be. They've played through the evolution of the Sage meta to the smoke meta to the flash meta to now whatever the heck we're about to witness here, as we do see all of CPPB stacked up in a short.
Look at this aggressive push out. See the Aldo. No someone was there. Immediately find him. That's a 5v4. Make that a 4v3 as another member of SK goes down. Rotating onto that site. Taking down pistol versus pistol fight right now.
The teleport! Oh, the accidental teleport coming in. It's a bit of an oopsie, as it does now force Jesse into a 2v1 for the next couple seconds. And I think it might actually have been a disconnect even, as we do see Jesse very deep in the smoke here, waiting to find something out, but this catch-up Spicy now on the comeback. Oh, gets triggered by the trap wire there. There's still a spike that they need to defuse.
And as the timer goes down, Omen sort of has to push in aggressively.
One player remaining. One player standing.
1v1. Casey starts to defuse fakes. Peek the corner. Reload onto that Reyna will actually force the win. Spike doesn't have to go off, but it does. And as all the members on the map go down.
But it is a round win, though, as we do see a bit of a pause coming in. So I think it might actually be a technical pause for the side of CPPB. As we did see Ketchup Spicy just kind of in a weird spot there after going through the teleporter. We're back to caster cameras. Again, we'll get the clarification on that pause in just a second for you. But pretty solid round 1 there, minus the accidental teleport. It happens. We make do. The teams adjust. And even with that, it was still a pretty close round.
Yeah, ended up being a 1v1 in the end. And will this be another sort of ping pong economy that we saw in game 1? Or are teams going to try to more sort of snowball their lead? We'll see what happens. We can't really see what happens now. 1 round happened so far on a map that's played so often. Teams probably have these strats that they know that's happening and they know what to do. And yeah.
Yeah, and I think something for pistol round specifically that we've actually been seeing a lot of that is really curious to me is we're seeing a ton of frenzies coming out lately. And it kind of reminds me like when that Stinger post hit Reddit a couple weeks back, and then everybody was flooded with Stingers in their matches. And I didn't see a post on the frenzy, so I don't think Reddit actually had anything to do with this trend. But we're seeing it just every pistol round lately.
Yeah, I remember. I still see people buying up Stingers on eco rounds every now and then. The Spectre's always popular if you're a bit ahead. Not always the most economical option, of course, but that Frenzy sort of becomes that Spectre just with a very smaller magazine. You know, you can't always spray with it as much as you want.
Paint can going deep.
Oh,
Jay's gonna find two.
beautiful. Beautiful sort of position. They forces them off their feet. As 3 members of the CPP goes down. And this is sort of what we expect.
One player remaining.
Failure.
Flawless.
And it'll actually be a flawless as they take it 2-0 after this. Going into the breakout.
Yeah, going for not quite a full house, but it was 2-2-1 and really solid rounds, full economy. They are going to save up once more on this third round, but it does mean rifles for the side of CPPB, and that means it's a bit of a scary round for SK. If they think they can take it with just these SMGs, then more power to them. It does mean that they'll save that economy heading into the fourth round. And I mean, this map is small enough that you can definitely get away with these SMGs and these Bulldogs and, you know, really force really good trade patterns, as we do see Fant just ripping the head off of Jay. Only lost a little bit of HP as well.
Yeah, very aggressive. They both step out of hookah, gotta keep that buddy system and just try to pick immediately. Now SK has to realize that, you know, they just lost 1 member and they're going up against full round gun round. Have that spike sort of hovering around that A short with 2 members in bathroom.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Phoenix does come on through to push out forward. Alden finds a Loki boy on the side. Alden finds another. Jason picks up a kill though. 2v3. Spike.
And it does mean the spike's going to be planted. We do see the retake action coming in. The HP is not super amazing for SK. They do have 1 member who is just 1 shot from death pretty much. Turret's going to go out trying to get some information. This catch was spicy, going to win the trade before it gets traded back. Fant now in a 1v2. They will have to see if they can get a Pabs going for the long rotation. There's actually a ton of time here.
That second
1 player remaining.
Man finds 1, doesn't know where Pab is right now, fakes the defuse, but Pab coming around behind, finds him, puts a bullet into his head, wins round 3.
Yeah, really nice long flank there coming in from Pab. You know, I've recognized that they had given away a little bit of information about where they were positioned, and with 1 member still alive, plenty of time to go for the long rotation. Nice little trade at the end here. Fant just had no idea. Like, there was no way of knowing where the last member was at that point, because you can't assume anything, and it obviously worked out in favor of SK. Now 3 on the board as we head into the 4th round.
Phoenix went all sneaky beaky, went around A short, found that kill. Right now, most of the members of CPB spread around.
Found them.
And yeah, Fant coming out ahead. Ketchup Spicy coming back again with a double kill. Does pick up a rifle as well, and CPPB coming on strong. Jay's stomping through the sands though. Is gonna try and get some information. Here comes the run it back. Alden and Fant still getting kills. Party Kid looking to flank out as Alden picks up a 2nd kill and the spike.
Doesn't have the spike though, as members, as that Omen is watching right now, looks to just peek out, knows someone's there, comes through the wall, and the sheriff shots find his head as the defenders take the 1st round in this game.
I don't think Roka Boy meant to pick up the stinger there, but Sylvie, and yeah, nice little jiggle peek there coming in from Jesse, able to get the headshot as well.
I think it was sort of, I don't even know if it was a jiggle because I didn't on my screen I didn't see his face at all. I think he knew where the spike was and could sort of knew where the head level of that Sova was and just started shooting and praying it landed. And it did. It worked out.
Cover going out.
Very sort of, just a very good place.
Smoke's coming out. Party Kid rushing through the smoke, threw up the curveball, but it's just not enough. Xyla's gonna get first blood,
exactly
and
where
now this Cypher coming through with the neural theft as well. Rokuboy's gonna have to use a lot of stuff to get out of this bathroom.
It's a very dangerous position.
Spikes planted.
Another member of the team goes down. Looks to trade with this team. Looks to drop that just a little bit, but Pab is there. Taken out of the game. 2 members left to defend this A site with Spike already down and ticking.
Yeah, it's just Ketchup Spicy and one other friend. They are pretty split. I think they should just play for exits here as Fant gets caught one of the tripwire. No real reason why to try and force your way onto the site here. You're just giving credits over to the enemy and you're losing the rifles in the process. So just hang out, play for exits. We do see Ketchup Spicy just barely holding an angle. Doesn't want to get overrun though, so they do fall back.
Take the teleport, escape that Spike explosion, go into the round, play all their fires. Very good for them.
Yes. Another round on the board for SK. They now have 4. And they're looking to start up again as they do head into the next rifle buy of CPPB. We're going to have to see something adapt here from the defensive side. Their one round win was when they really kind of over-forced into the C long, and it just so happened that that's where SK was as well. And so, I mean, they're not quite setting up most effectively, as we do see 3 members there on A, as we do get a bit of a double peek here on C long.
Recon Bolt finds both of them as the ball comes on through. Rokuboy finds one, Ketchup finds another, Rokuboy finds yet another. Alice is there to answer. It's a 4-1 right now. As I think they just overcommitted to that push. Weren't expecting Rokuboy there. And
Got one.
just not ready for it.
Jay now just really stuck, kinda. Is in hookah with members on pretty much every angle. They're going to give the 3K to Ketchup Spicy. And yeah, I mean, like you said, they fully committed to that C long. That's twice now they've fallen short there. So I don't think we'll see them go for that for quite a while.
You don't think they're going to ram their head against the wall again? You know, just keep trying until it works? I would.
I mean,
but then again, I'm
they
Iron, so.
they can do that on the A site and actually get, you know, round wins as well.
Yeah, of course. No, you're right. I'm memeing, of course. I'm in the background. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm just here to help Doctor out. You know. He's the master here.
Let me
He
show
knows
you how
more.
the boss does it.
As we go into this 7th round right now,
Shadows traveling.
CVB has to step up. They've adapted a little bit, you know, able to read that C push. As actually that Reyna and Brimstone are there just in case it happens again, as the rest of the members of SK push it through bathroom and take
Careful now.
fairly easy.
That was just a perfect skip there on the paint can. Fant thought it was going to fall short, but he didn't quite hear. As we do hear the Hunter's Fury and the Showstopper coming out, gets launched in, and the perfect shot gets whiffed. Oh no! Jay gets a little bit. Oh boy, Jesse picks up the 3K as well. Goes for more, gets 4. Give him the ace. That's gonna do it. Jesse winning the 3rd round for CPPB.
That was a beautiful show, and if I can get the replay going, hold on, see if this works, you know? Okay, let's load in, see if we can see this again. Alright, let's see this happen. Alright, make it bigger. You can see now as JC takes that ace for himself again. That Showstopper just barely missed. JC's able to find 2, looks to pick up that 3rd, pushes back into the site, finds a 4th, and then finds a 5th, stealing that kill from that Brimstone. Absolute beautiful play.
Oh man, that's just absolutely nutty. I'm still surprised that Showstopper didn't make it through the doorway.
Listen, I'm happy my
Joke's over. You're dead.
I'm hyped for that.
That's just painful as we do see curveballs traded back and forth. Pab just trying to get onto the site with the run it back, just can't make it work. Fant and Party Kid showing up to the party as well. Pab's gonna finally get a kill, but it's a 3-on-4.
And this is a different CTV that we saw in the first round. looks like they finally woke up, took some bit of that G fuel, maybe threw back a 5-hour energy, and they're coming in angry, looking to even up this game.
Careful now.
Oh man, double fire, but only one of them actually heals you. And so we do see them stuck kind of in that bathroom, smoked, double smoked as well. They're really making sure Pab can't get out of here.
Yeah, Alden's stuck in that corner right now. I don't know if SK know where he is. Not SK, CPP know where he is. That Spike's already down.
One enemy remaining.
Fant finds a triple onto Pab as it's just Alden.
30 seconds left. One
Oh,
enemy
a
remaining.
lineup!
Ooh. Now where's
Alden
Fant?
going for the third, can't quite get it. Fant gets the 4K and saves the round for CPP. That would have been another heartbreaker coming out there.
It was almost there, tracking just a little behind onto that Killjoy as Fant finds 4, I believe, for that round and keeps his team alive. Let's say not alive, but manages to even it up 4v4 in this round too. Whew. That was spicy.
And we're getting-
play from Fant.
Yeah, this map is actually turning out even better than the first map, which you just absolutely love to see here as we do get a deco round coming in from SK. They're fighting into once again the rifles of CPP, but they've stacked the B site. There are 3 members on that long.
It's a Stinger versus a Phantom. As the flash comes through, does look away in time, but Bardica doesn't want to push this right now. Another flash coming in, avoided successfully as Pab finds him with the Stinger. Stinger is dangerous on this first game.
Oh no. They do get double peeked there. Kylus not going to get the kill credit, but now they are going to get the spike credit. As we do see now the retake coming in from CPPB. They have the rifles. They have the ultimates. They're going to get the lockdown out, and they should be able to get the defuse, but Jay picked up a rifle before going down.
And the Killjoy forces people back. Like, you want to take back the closest, but that Cypher was pushed all the way back to 8.
Player remaining.
Alden is able to see him, finds him, shock darts into the site, fake defuse, he does find it, and you'll be a thrifty going over to the attacking side of SK.
SK with these short buys has been getting so much production. You know, that's their 3rd thrifty of the night already, and you have to believe that they will unfortunately have more if you think about it. Like, you don't want to be in that position, but if you're making it work, then hey, you might as well take advantage of it when you can.
Oh yeah, I believe that was the 3rd thrifty we've seen in this series, so I just want to see
Let's go.
more. You know, I think I finally woke up to this casting job, you know. I kind of feel more comfortable in my skin, you know. You're of course helping me out with this analysis here and there. I'm
Joke's
starting to
over.
really get into
You're
it.
dead.
That's a good thing you're comfortable in your own skin and not somebody else's, as we do see the run it back come through there from the CPP team. It is going to pop back and not going to be finding any information, which does send over the rotation already from Fant.
Yeah, Omen pushed into that bathroom very aggressively and very far and found absolutely no one. The rest of SK though pushes into that ceiling. That Reyna is just sitting around that corner and just waiting to find anyone that dares push into her sightline. Owl drone does come out. I can hear it. Reyna immediately pops. I don't know if the Owl drone saw her, but you know, smoke comes down. Catches strikes really fine for a headshot. And Omen pushes along through. Drops the spike immediately. Goes the wrong play. Just there.
Couple ghosts coming through as we do see Fant picking up the penetration kill onto Jay as well, and this site take has just been absolutely shut down from the side of CPPB. Is only 1 member left remaining stuck in
30
hookah.
seconds left.
Is Xylas not even able to get a kill to follow that up, and this is their demon. They have not been able to get past the Rose Garden there on B. Like, they are just absolutely stonewalled.
That Ketchup Spicy was sort of sitting in that corner and waiting for anyone to push him. Finds a kill before the smoke goes down. Finds a second as that Omen pushes through with a spike. And the rest of the team couldn't follow up. That spike was down. They couldn't push through that sort of garden gateway at that point. And very well played by CPB.
You can see that now they're stacking that A side. They got 3 members here, including Fant on the Killjoy. Not able to get the kill as the double coming through here. Xylas and Alden's both picking up kills. The Paranoia just to try and get Jesse out of danger, but is going to find some danger of their own. Not going to go down, but it is not looking good for this A site.
Empress, 50 spices, and Empress finds 2 right there.
One
As
enemy
Spice
remaining.
travels over to B. Sort of stuck right now. I think he's going back to A right now.
Oh, you heard the teleport play from this ketchup spicy, so he just immediately gets out of dodge. And it is the 2v1. Gonna go for the quick plant, too. Oh, just has to thinks better about it.
Dangerous. Like, yeah, okay, he does move it, okay.
Spike planted.
Empress.
Aggressive is pushing in now.
Yeah, Empress just expiring there. Still needs the win here. Does get that overheal. You're gonna be feeling pretty nice, but it is a full HP on each side. The smoke play coming through for Pab. They are gonna win another round.
Ooh, expected the rotate from that Phoenix to come around those
Last round
before
in the
not quick
hash.
enough to move the cursor over it. And these rounds are getting extremely close. They're left to those 1v1s, 1v2s. There's sometimes really aggressive pushes from both teams. But more often than not in these series, we've seen them go 2v2 in the end, 1v2 in the end. And it's this really small play that decide where these rounds go. And I love it.
Yeah, and as we're heading into the halfway point of this map now, it is 6-5. CPPB are going to be on, the less fortunate side, we'll call it, which is a bit of a far, reach from where they were last map. And, I mean, they're starting off strong here. Poor Jay just completely trapped in that corner, but the hits keep coming, and they just keep coming. Party Kid trading out Tab. Gets the nice little curveball out, but it's not enough. Alden coming out ahead.
You hate to see that. Get the flash.
Spike planted.
Call out with the kill. Spike is planted to the side of SK as CVB now looks to rotate. Captain Spicy going around as the rest of the members of SK sort of huddle in that. Is it called tunnel? What is it called? That sort of area, that little house
Lights.
there. Lights? Is it lights?
The one where we're looking at right now. As we do see multiple kills coming out. You can call it lights, you can call it U-Haul. I've heard it both ways. As we do see Xylas gonna go down in the end, and it is gonna be a tied 6-6 half. It could not be closer.
Oh, no, you don't deserve mine.
CVB have already shown that they have what it takes to play Haven.
Switching
And
sides.
this map might be going over to overtime with the way both of these teams are playing it. Whew.
Nothing really scarier than that when you are playing for your tournament life. Winner goes on to grand finals. Loser here takes it to a map 3. Is that how that works? No, that's not quite how it works.
Split.
That is if SK are able to secure this map here. It does mean we go to map 3. It means we go to split. Whereas if they are unable to secure the next 7 rounds, or 7 rounds of the next 12, then it does mean that it would be CPPB who are moving on to the grand finals.
And SK came out swinging, took the first 3 rounds of the map, and then sort of, let's say, toned it down.
Placing
CBB
swarm grenade.
found their
Placing swarm grenade.
and they brought it back. It's 6-6 at the half right now, throwing pistols as CBB sort of rushes onto the site. Xylas finds 1 kill. Tab finds another as two members of CBB are already down.
This is just such an odd situation. We do see 3 members now from CPP just absolutely pincered and trapped in the site. This ketchup spicy gonna get double dinks out. Goes Ghost, gets around the boxes. Jesse picks up a 2nd kill, and now it's all in a one-sided attack as Kylus and Xylas get kills.
Love those 2 names. Tab finds the last kill, and the team is able to defuse. That was, I don't know what to call that. They had pushed aggressively into the site, and SK was there to punish that. Absolutely, it's just there. They had read them like a book. They hadn't really spread out beyond that B point, and they were there. They were ready for it and answered correctly and aggressively.
Yeah, it was a bit of an odd push too, because you don't often expect that many people to be running into showers. It obviously worked out very well for them, and what it meant is that they had this really clean, 3-sided pincer move onto the default plant spot, and it made it really difficult for CPP to get into nice little hold positions. And so in the end, it does mean that the round goes over to SK as they now attempt to go for this C long that plagued CPP. Lear gets busted up. Pab gets a kill, has no more bullets as Party Kid takes him, but Alden's going to trade back.
Oof, I had seen Kylus on that Bucky and I was so excited for it, but he actually does go down as the entire team of CPP rotates onto that A site. Oh, I was about to say Bucky gang and go into a rant and be like Bucky gang, best gang, but just taken out.
Spraying on through the smoke. Bucky gang is indeed a thing, but not quite now. Party Kid picking up the 3K as Xylus trades back for 2, and SK is going to come out ahead once again without the spike even going down.
That was an aggressive push onto B, and then they had just swung it onto A hopefully, but SK is playing defense incredibly well. They are punishing these picks, they are punishing these pushes, and they are reacting so quickly and so decisively.
Need a drop,
CBB
thanks.
can't correctly answer at this point. I don't think they have an answer for this aggressive
goes there.
defense that SK is pulling out.
No, and so far they don't really have the economy to do so either. We are seeing yet another deco round from the attacking side. Smokes come out. It's all on camera, though. They are simply caught red-handed. Xylas here waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Does get Party Kid very nicely in the head without losing any HP for it.
Stim beacon here.
Oh no! Xylas getting the perfect lineup, and Jay finishes out the full house double kill, and they are going to get a 9th round on the board. This is looking pretty in the bag so far for SK. They do just need to keep it up. Flawless again means they get to keep all 5 weapons, all 5 economy, and they are going to be bringing it one step closer. Next round, if they're able to win, it does bring them to double digits, as we do get a bit of a pause coming in once again.
The Stinger is so lethal in these close range fights that you have in Lights or you have in U-Haul, and Xylas is there just to punish. 2 people do peek, but that Stinger just sprays and prays at that point. He has a direct connection to God, just immediately takes both of them out.
Yeah, especially when there's no armor or even half armor, like you just get absolutely shredded. And when you line up like that nicely with a friend, you know, what better way than to go down together, as we are still just waiting for this pause to expire. You can see CPPB are setting up for a bit of a side take here. We're going to head it back to caster cams while we wait for that pause to get settled up.
Yeah, I love to go to desk, you know, nothing's happening on the game, but we're here to entertain. They can see your face, they see my very old picture to
Face.
I have long hair now, like down to my shoulder, so it's like in a ponytail, so this is old. Like this still me, still my face, you know, still my voice, but you know, it's a bit old, a bit timed out. I had to put something up there, you know.
Very true.
Let the fans see something at least, you know. Give them a glimpse of the guy behind the scenes making this all possible, you know. Fancy and all that.
The man behind the curtain, as they say. But yeah, not sure if it is a tech pause or a tactical pause, but hopefully we can get that resolved shortly. You know, we are in this online world, so we do have, you know, any number of issues that can arise, whether it be ISPs, computer issues, server issues. I don't know how Valorant's doing today. You know, nobody ever asks how is Valorant. It's always what is Valorant or when is Valorant.
And here's what I've noticed. Like, yeah, there are printer problems, but here's what I've sort of had sitting on my head when we went to this pause. SK took, in the first 3 rounds of the map, they had won the first 3 rounds. They went 3-0, and then CVB started clawing back their victory. And this is the second half. This is the exact same thing is happening. SK took the first 3 rounds, and now, just as the first half happened, I'm looking for CVB to take a round off and start clawing back victory and just put some fight in. You know, I don't want to see this be sort of a run over by SK at this point. They're already 9-6. I don't want to see a 13-6 at this point. I want to see CVB fighting for their lives right now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to leave it up to the decider map. It is that split. It's, genuinely, seemingly one of the maps that teams would prefer to avoid at all costs. But it was because of a ban. So let's see, if I'm remembering correctly, was actually SK who banned Ascent, which means that they have to have some sort of comfortability on split. Like, they wouldn't force that as the decider without having some sort of game plan if it were to go there, because you're not coming into a map pick fully expecting to 2-0 your opponent. Like, that's just not realistic.
Of course not. Of course not. And as I sort of sit behind the scenes and listen to you guys, I absorb all this information by osmosis, and Split is a map we so rarely see. I see it when I play solo queue and whatnot. I vaguely know sightlines and whatnot, but it is so rarely seen that I'm not sure if most teams can adapt to it. You said that, what was it, SK or CVB that banned Ascent, was it?
SK.
Right? SK had banned Ascent. So you are absolutely correct in saying, or at least I think you are correct in saying, and you are beautiful for it, that they have practices in the map and have some answers for it. And if this map and if this series goes on to that map 3, does CPB have an answer to this? Will we see something? We already see them crumbling 6-9 right now in the second half. So they have to put on, the big boy pants right now and come back in, start clawing back into this fight, into this map.
Yeah, and I mean, we're saying that, SK has to have a plan for split. It could also just be the opposite, right? It could be just that they're worse on Ascent. And so they're like, you know what? We don't actually know how to play split, but we play Ascent worse than we play split. So let's just ban that away. That is obviously a possibility. And so, again, it's 9-6 right now. It is looking pretty good for SK here on map 2 bind. We are a bit of a technical pause, I believe, that we are just waiting. We are just waiting to get back into it as we do head in. 9-6 again. Wasn't lying to you.
All right. Pause timer hasn't just kicked in right now. It was about to say, I think I see the we're good sign being typed in right now. Pause timer will just...
this is a nice spot.
Right now, I don't want to go back to the task desk again. But what does CPB have to do to start fighting to be relevant in this fight? Let's say.
One thing we're not seeing as much as we saw on the Haven attacker side for CPPB is we're not seeing that same decisiveness. We're not seeing that same 5-man number brawl that we were getting. And, it is very different because you're now having to force onto, more than a single member, whether it is in Garage or that C site. You actually need to face off against 2 or even 3 members at any given time. But we're not seeing CPP just full commit. The one time we did see it on that C long where it was 4 members pushing on through, they got completely lit up. And so it was very difficult for them to recover at that point. We do get Party Kid running it back onto this, B site, just trying to find something. Nano Swarm into Secret. They are going to get it shut down, and they're not any closer to being on the site.
This is something we haven't seen.
Enemy mark. Shock dart. Shock dart.
But SK everything and the kitchen all the time. This
One enemy remaining.
Down to 2v1. HP bars, though, not amazing for CPPB. Xylas does still have a stinger, though, so it's not exactly the best retake weapon. However, you get 1, get 2, and it doesn't matter what you got because you got the round.
well played. Did see the glowing
Clutch.
You copies are nothing.
and could reasonably know that someone is there and is able to play again, find that double kill on the stinger. Like, this man has probably practiced this on and on. Finds another double in his half, and
Goes here.
he is putting us on their back right now.
Yeah, absolute backpack coming in. 17 and 8 on that cipher. 7,800 credits in the bank as well. Will be able to buy up for the foreseeable future. And another shaky buy coming in from CPPB. They are recognizing that their time on this map is becoming limited. And so they are trying to just get something done here as Pam shuts down Roco Boy.
Pushing aggressively. No, it was Pab finding
One enemy remaining.
all the kills and find yet another Ryerson loss.
Yeah, this is looking pretty over. If CPB can't just get something, they're gonna have a rifle round here, and this is pretty much their last shot here. If they can't win this round, they're gonna be coming in not amazingly at that map point round, and they're
goes there.
going to be finding themselves on split. So they do need to lock it in here, make sure that they're actually hitting their shots. And, you know, if it takes running as a 5-man team through a short, then do that. Like, you need to make a concrete plan happen, and you're giving SK too much time to play with the map.
Yeah, and CQB managed to take it to 6 rounds on attack. They just
Joke's over! You're dead!
And it does.
Spike planted.
Yeah, we're seeing really great plays come out there to make sure that that killer lockdown just isn't permanent as Xylus picks up the duelist of Spicy. And so now it is a 3v4 situation. Neural Theft going to come out as well, giving the full vision for SK. Party Kid found an operator somewhere, and they're trading back kills for kills. Pab and Jesse picking up kills. Alden's making a 1v1. So we do see Jesse just trying to defend the spike. Gonna use the sound cue to try and juke out Alden's, who looked away at the last possible second. 3K to the side of CPPB, and they finally pick up a round in the second half.
And JC keeps his team's hope alive. This will not force SK onto a save run, though, as they have that cash money in their pocket. They will be able to fully buy again for this round. And SK is looking to throw CPB out of the fight.
Can I get this?
Yeah, they're really trying to just shut out this map. They want to take it to a map 3 so that they can hopefully come out ahead there as well. And they're looking a little strong here. One round doesn't make it shaky, but we'll have to see how that continues on.
You're dead!
The run it back is used as CPB pushes the rest of the short, as the rest of the members of SK goes around them.
Silas. Oh, he lost the fight. Rokoboy comes out ahead with a nice placed headshot. Jay, though, with the operator in bathroom still, does have to be aware of this flank. The firewall comes up, though. The rest of the team is just fighting on 3. He misses the shot. Party Kid comes out ahead. Oh, no.
It's not
One player remaining.
Answers it. Kylos finds yet another, but it's a 2v1. Has to peek around the corner. Has to try to defuse it, but the rest of the team is there and finds him. And hopefully we get another round going into his matchup. This is what I want. I want a comeback. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty good, you know, in favor of these rounds. You know, we're starting to see CPB really, you know, be a little bit more decisive on their takes. You know, they're rushing in with the run it backs, popping heads, making sure that they can actually, you know, get onto the site and get the spike down. And because they're so aggressive and so decisive in their takes, it means that there's less people they have to hold off the retake from. And so we're seeing that, you know, really combine here as we do see another round opener from CPB.
Catch up Spicy finds everything there. I can't see the X mark on that right now. As CPB just pushes the Silas finds one, but Spicy hitting and the work for
One player remaining.
Catch finds a triple, and it is just Xylus left coming around the spawn. It looks like he won't even
Spike planted.
push into the fight.
Yeah, 1v4 now coming through, and look at that. Like, when they decide they're gonna take a site and they just do it, they hit their shots, they come out ahead, they find themselves round win after round win, and now they're on 9. They're 1 away from hitting double digits, and 2 away from tying it up, and 3 away from securing potential overtime. So if they can keep up this type of momentum, it's looking really good for them, especially since next round should be a bit of a save for SK.
Yeah, and the longer they keep this win streak, the more money SK will begin to lose, and it'll force them to compete. Cypher Cam does find one, but I don't think they'll find Silas. Silas finds one, finds two. Yeah, they'll pick him up in the end, but it is a, let's just say, not optimal trade right there.
I need a drink.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
CDP's economy just a little bit on those kills, but watch. Look at this. SK now being forced on a save round. I see Sheriff and a Classy versus Vandals and Vandals and Phantoms. I almost said Ciphers for whatever reason.
Everybody just buys up an extra cipher now and then. But this is looking a little scary. Nanoswarm comes in. 5 members of CPPB are on the C log now. That's scary.
Partygate looks to open it up with the Classy. Judge still can't find anyone. Partygate trades. Workboy finds another though. As Pab sort left in a hookah. It won't actually be the play. CPP actually takes the teleport as one member is left. There finds one, but the rest of the team isn't even here.
Initiated.
And they're actually just going to rip the lockdown as well. We do see Xylas, though, potentially able to play spoiler for this plant. It is in a smoke, and they do get caught by the turret, so the spike will be able to get planted. And now retake coming in. Run it back is procced. Ketchup Spicy, though, going to win the trade here. Oh, Pab gets the kill. This is 2-on-2. Things are looking kind of scary.
All right, well, I turned up my mic just a bit,
remaining.
hopefully people in the audience can hear me now just a little bit better, but now it's one member of SK left. I don't know if they know he's in heaven. I think they know he's in heaven now. They just saw him drop as Fant and JC look to close in on him. They have vision on the spike. Can't find him. Pab finds one, fakes the defuse, is able to see his leg or an arm.
Oh no!
Pab actually finds him in the end. Does he have time for this defuse? I think he does. He'll have ample time for it. He'll get the map point
Oh, you
round
thought you put up a
for his
fight?
team.
That was so unfortunate. Fant thought they didn't fake because pros don't fake, and so they checked the spike for the crouching body there, but Pab had fallen off and just took advantage of the misplacement of the crosshairs. Comes out ahead, like you said, bring him to map point. It is still rifles in the hands of CPPB, so they need to win the next 3 to bring us to overtime, or else we are going to be heading to map 3.
And both teams have fully bought up right now. They are looking to take and throw everything at each other this round. This is everything for CPB right now. They don't want a map 3. And this is SK's tournament life on the line, as you said. They are here to take it 13-9, force it onward.
Oh, the lineup coming through. Ketchup and Spicy just going out and getting the kills before trading back, but it's quickly returned. Jay and Alden's picking up kills. Alden's picking up a second with the Hunter's Fury, looking for more. Jesse not going to be able to win the trade against Jay either, and this is looking like it's over. Roka Boy gonna rip off the orbital strike as Jay kills themselves with the blast pack, but the spike is still there. They know exactly where you are, my friend, and they're gonna get you through the smoke. We're heading to map 3. Splits on the menu, boys, and it is tied up 1 apiece.
And that's how it gets done.
All right, back to the desk for us. Oh, I am hyped right now. That was look at the map score. First off, 13-9, 13-9 across both maps. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Round difference is exactly the same for both these teams. So I don't know who's gonna be defending, who's gonna be attacking, and on top of that, the map is split. It's the least seed map in any tournament, and I want to see what teams, and I will see what teams have to play around on this map. It's yeah.
I don't know. It's so tough because, like you were saying, like this isn't a very competitively played map. So the strats and the decision making you have to come in with can be so varied because you have to deal with mailroom, you have to deal with heaven, you have to deal with the deep pockets on the sites, and it's just really tough to make sure that you're always safe. And so the teams may not have that much practice on it, and it will really come down to whether SK has plans for split or if they just don't know how to play Ascent.
I think both these teams are going in knowing that this is probably a map they haven't practiced a lot, and weren't expecting it. Teams go in kind of wanting the 2-0, but it doesn't always happen. Teams come back. Both of these teams fighting out equally. CPB taking Haven 13-9, SK taking Bind 13-9, and now we go into Split. I predict it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. It's going to be teams trying out new things here and there, teams relying on things that they already know, and teams, again, feeling each other out as they head into this map 3.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And so as we get ready for that map number 3, we are going to kick it to a short break, folks, while we do get the team set up for map number 3, the absolute decider map, the winner take all, heading on to the grand finals here. And we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors, the Great Lake Gaming Lounges, for putting on an amazing tournament series and an amazing production. Be sure to tune into them every single Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they will be able to put on a wonderful show for you. And if you're hanging around the house watching some great matches there, be sure to pick yourself up a pair of the NEU apparel joggers there to make sure you are feeling pretty comfy about it. They have some wonderful materials there to keep you cool, calm, and collected as the matches heat up. But for now, we are going to kick it to a short break. So stay tuned, folks, and we'll be right back with map number 3. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are to close out the night. It is going to be game number 3 between CPPB and SK. It is the game 3 decider map up. We are heading to Split to see what team is going to be heading to the grand final matchup here for the CEA Fall 2020 Playoff Series.
Yeah, no.
Now, I am the doctor.
Yeah, my bad.
I have the doctor being joined by Vermilion, as you can see on your screen. We've been bringing you all of the action tonight, and we are excited to bring you this last and final map.
Yeah, thank you for that intro. Sorry to interrupted you there. But we do know one side will be on defense. CPB won the coin toss and chose defense on Split. So it will be SK on the attacking side. Both teams are ready, and we will very shortly go into game and see what these teams have to give us. Now, this doesn't feel like a semifinals to me. This feels like a grand finals to me.
Yeah, and that is unfortunately very common. I've found in all my years of watching competitive esports, there is so often a time when the semifinals is just so good and so stacked that you're just sitting there like, Why can't every best of series be this way? Why can't just every single map go the distance, go to overtime, hit that final map as well? Somehow they invent a fourth map just to get more action out of it, and this one is definitely living up to the hype. And as we do see the teams pick up their agents, things are looking pretty similar to what we've been seeing here tonight.
An important thing I see now is that Alden, choosing not to play on the Sova, has decided to take the Raze onto this map. Fant, of course, again on that Killjoy. Ketchup Spicy pulling out that Reyna. I think Kylus and Xylus on the same agents, of course. Pab on the same. And I think Jay, I did not notice what Jay on was last round. Do you remember? I don't remember what Jay was on, but JC will take the Jet. Phoenix? I'm not sure anymore. Jay right now hovering the Jet.
No, not Phoenix.
But it looks a little mix-up here right now. Alden.
Raze. It was Raze.
Select
Was it
your
Raze? Okay.
agent.
Alden actually choosing to go onto the Raze instead of the Sova. So I want to see what they can do on this agent.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a bit of a change up here. We're not seeing Sovas at all this map, it would seem, which has been pretty much a staple up until this point. So very curious to me. They're getting so much duelist power on that defending side, though. Attacking side. And SK, they're bringing it. They're just looking to end the map here. And maybe that is the thought process here, right? On Split is just overload your team with duelists, win the headshots, win the trades, and just try and go hard instead of trying to play too tactically with smokes and flashes.
All I see on the side of CDB right now is just engage and duel. Reyna, Raze, Killjoy for the lockdown, Nano Storms all you want. Jet and Omen there to provide smoke and engages. It's just everything they can thrown onto that defending side. On the side of SK though, I see that Cypher right now. Cypher usually picked on the defending side of people that start, so I see SK taking this after half and then throwing that Cypher onto B site and just letting him hold down the fort.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff. It does have a pretty good situation for Cypher here. You know, lots of places we can set up our tripwires to make sure that it is such a difficult time to get onto the site. You have lots of camera positions as well. I remember when the map, you know, was first seeing competitive play, there were a lot of positions outside of that B site that you could put your camera, and it was really kind of tricky. But Riot's cleaned up quite a bit of those, as we do see the teams looking to clean up this A site, as it is a bit understaffed from the side of CPPB.
Yeah, we see the members of SK sitting around in short right now, running through the Nano Swarm, takes Pab down to half health, but they take it by storm. Pab finds a kill onto the man, slows them down. Alden finds another. Party Kid finds one with the paint grenade, and it is a massacre.
Party Kid finds his second one as well. Gonna be able to get another paint can. Ketchup Spicy is gonna hear the dash, can't get the shot though. Silas on a massive flank coming through as well on that Silas. Party Kid picking up a 3K though. Silas is the only one
30 seconds
remaining.
left.
The spike's not even down. Wins the trade with Party Kid, but still needs to find a way to plant.
Yeah, the spike is sort of down out in the middle of nowhere, and CBB have visual on it, so Xylus has to push in.
Cage triggered.
Cage does go down. He doesn't
I
even
have
see that
retrieved the
Omen,
spike.
just the shoulder of
10
him.
seconds left.
Finds the
One
headshot
player
on the Ketchup
remaining.
Spicy, and he makes it a 1v1.
Roka Boy doing a fantastic job of playing Ring Around the Rosie, though. Just needed to eat the time off the clock. Did hear the spike plant sound, so wanted to get a little bit of knowledge there. Ends up winning the trade by 5 HP, though. And that just means that they do secure the first round here on map number 3. And they're going to have a bit of a buy-up.
And they have a little bit of extra money to buy stingers. JC still sitting on that classic though. Fant actually choosing to spend money on a Spectre. SK now, though, sitting on Sheriffs, Frenzies, and Classics. How do you think they're gonna play this?
I don't know, because we do see Alden's all the way here on B, almost seeming to want to draw attention to themselves, but they already used their paint can. They don't have anything else except for the Frenzy. So I think we're going to start seeing rotations away from CPPB as we do see one member into ropes already as they do get the rest of the transitions come through, but the site's already in the hands of SK.
SK finding picks with sheriffs and a frenzy,
Spike
making
planted.
it a 3-2. CPB now has to retake the site. Xylas, however, in the corner, will be able to see that rain. Oh, Captain Spicy gets the better of the trade for that and makes it a 3-3. 3v3, that is.
Does completely heal up as well as now the site's coming in. Party Kid not going to win the trade. Pab forced to heal up as they go down. And now it's a one-on-one overheal coming through. Ketchup is Spicy. Going to get a little bit of noise there. And they get the 3K, get the defuse, get the second round on the board.
Yeah, and this is what I love to see. One of the teams, and this is sort of the split. You know, this isn't anything different right now. The team that won pistol round is able to take round 2, but these teams are fighting everywhere. They are setting up, sort of sitting around the corner, setting up picks, but they are fighting across the site. This isn't sort of the pick game mentality. Maybe you find a pick here and there, but these teams are slugging it out on sites. And I love to see both these teams right now just throw themselves into this. To be coming out a little better here and there on the trades, but damn, is SK just looking to pull it back. They have Vandals and Phantoms on their side versus Stingers.
Oh, man. They're going to play hyper aggressive with those Stingers as well. Jesse's able to get one with the Sheriff. Tries to get a double cloudburst up, and they didn't quite see the spike yet, I believe. They are going to see a little bit of hops there as the dart does connect. And so that should give them quite a bit of information, but they're still not really sure if they want to fall off or not.
They're not pushing through the smoke just around. Will choose to go up to ramps. Ketchup Spicy is sort of sitting on that short, though not on the ramps with a stinger right now. Will move back. Don't know if he can hear the footsteps just yet, as SK play this round extremely slowly. Have a man advantage, though.
Yeah, Jay, you can see just the edge of a silhouette of the turret on the other side of the wall. It is disabled now due to Killjoy not being alive. That is a change that went through recently. And so it does lessen the power here a little bit. Jay's not able to win the fight, though. Ketchup is Spicy, or Ketchup Spicy
left.
wins it with the stinger there. That's a huge win.
Look at this. The spike had rotated all the way through, so they sort of know it's there. Roki Boy can't, however, win the fight, as this is going to be a
Spike
retake
planted.
for CPP.
One player
Oh,
remaining.
Aldens gets a kill into Jesse as the flank was there. Whips a pink can into heaven as well, just for good measure. And that is going to be Aldens picking up a 3K to get the first round for SK on the board.
Yeah, he had a Vandal for that entire time. I almost thought he had picked up the Vandal for someone, but they had sort of left Jay to sort of bait out the A push. And then when Spicy had found Spicy Ketchup Spicy found the kill onto Jay, they had no idea what the spike was. They had left Roki Boy alone on B site, and it allowed SK to push in fully, take that site 3v2, and then just find the kills and plant the bomb, and take that round for themselves.
Does mean that we do now have rifles in both teams' hands. So we are going to be able to see what these two teams can do here on this map. Did you see mid control once again over in favor of SK as the showstopper comes out? They're not seeing anybody just yet. Don't even technically get the kill. It goes over to Pab as we do see Roka Boy trading 1-for-1 there as well on the B site. Spike still not really in a position to do anything yet and may be spoilered by Party Kid.
Yeah, they are sitting in that heaven. Have actually dropped the spike down into that sort of corner pocket behind the boxes. But it seems we now have to push on through and retake the site.
We do get a little bit of action, though. We're going to get the turret placed up as well, just to try and play sentry there. But the flank coming in from Xylas once again. How do they do it every single time?
I did not notice them crawl around heaven, come through mid, and he's just able to find two and just tie it up 2-2. So now we're back to even. Actually, no, we're not. Kept it Spicy. CVB now forced onto an eco round as SK flaunts their full rifles.
That is a tough day when you do see a Bucky being picked up, but there's not much else you can do at this point.
Get out of my
This is going to be a game of, I'm going to call it a game of chess. Both these teams are playing incredibly even right now on a map that they probably don't see too often. So now they're feeling each other out. SK stacking onto that A short right now. The Killjoy turret does find that there's at least one person there. Leader immediately taken out. Man finds one. Jay immediately answers though. Makes it a 4v4. Showstopper takes out Jay, and it's a 4v3. Oh, you love to see it and hate to see it.
Yeah, that's definitely a love-hate situation where you think you're safe and then you get showstoppered into oblivion. As we do see Alden's again. Look at this flank. Like, there's no way they expect him here. You do get a little bit of vision and the right click just can't connect. That does open up heaven for the site, but Party Kid still looking to get the site control in their favor. Gets one, can't get the second. And now the spike should be going down as the neural theft procs onto Rookboy.
Yeah, Zyla's planting in the corner as Ray sort of camps up there. Rookboy finds them though, and it's a 2v1 retake. Zyla's crawling around.
30 seconds
hasn't
left.
actually planted the spike. Still has it in their hands. Now he
I don't think
plants
they
it.
expect-
Ketchup knows where it is and takes it around. Will be a thrifty for them.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a hurt ego coming in from SK. They had a bit of a nice take onto the site. You know, did have a bit of an unfortunate trade, the Bucky and the Showstopper, making sure of that. But after that, you know, they were looking pretty clean. They started hitting their shots. They took the site. It was just Party Boy Party Kid, excuse me, who was, you know, in that really nice spot, does only get the first kill, but they just weren't able to get the spike down and play around it. And so it gave the rest of CPPB plenty of time to rotate over, get in counter plant positions, and really deny that at that point.
Yeah, it's not too often that we see fake plants come out. Usually it's the fake diffuse. We wanted, or rather expected, the two members to sort of push out and sort of reveal themselves, but I think he held on for too long, and they held out, just waiting for that one member of Xylus to just reveal themselves. And as we go into round 6 right now, it's again the members sort of stacked around A short. Frank finds an opening kill. Jay finds 2 though to answer.
Yeah, there's only 3 members remaining here as the Empress is still active. Pab looking to take control of the site. They are still just now getting the plant down, as we do see 3 members of CPPB just trying to get in a position to do something. Ketchup is spicy, ghosting, just trying to find out some information. Paint Cane goes out, taking him low. Pab's doing what they can with the Empress, but they're just not hitting the shots. Rokaboy takes down Xylus as Ketchup takes down Pab. There's still one member, never mind.
No, you were wrong, you cursed it. And it'll be the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round? 6th round going over to CPB. Let me do my math right. Alden was sort of there on the side, relying on his teammates, but they had been picked off. Roki Boy and Ketchup Spicy, who I just want to constantly call Spicy Ketchup because, you know, English, aren't able to hold down the fort, and Alden's left in the 1v3. Gives over CPB their 4th round. And it sort of forces SK on an eco. Not sort of, it does force SK on an eco round, and it might be just another 2 rounds going over for CPB now.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough as we are, you know, only halfway through the first half. You know, it is 4-2, which isn't too concerning if you are an SK fan. There is still plenty of room to maneuver here as we do get the knives out from them. Party Kid just trying to disengage here in mailroom. Here's the boombot. Can't really get away. Oh, it actually took a sharp turn and safely saved that.
Look at JC against the knives out right now. Isn't able to find anything. Does get the information that they are there. Spicy finds 2.
Oh no.
JC finds a 3rd. Xylus finds an answering kill, but it's a 3v2 now with the members converging onto B side.
Spike again in the hands of Xylus. They need to win all of these trades though. They take down Party Kid, and Rokaboy was just chilling that whole time in the background. Nobody even saw him. Peeks out at the last second and picks up the kill.
And is this the snowball that we expect from CVB? Do we expect them, or do we predict rather, that they'll just keep this snowball going. What does SK have to answer? They have bought rifles now to answer the rifles of CPB, but can they continue with these fights? We see these fights going down very low, but we also see SKT sort of getting picked off in these 1v1s, getting sort of the worst end of the fights that they take with CPB. And can they really answer against this?
Yeah, what's interesting is that it's not that they're running into like a meat grinder and can't get onto the site. What's happening is they're getting onto the site, but in rough enough shape that CPPB is then denying the plant and denying them the opportunity to try and get into post-plant positions. And it's this really odd situation where you're on site and you know for a fact that you do not have the time to plant the spike, so you force yourself into these awkward trading positions because you're trying to get the kills to allow you to plant.
And Ketchup Spicy finds the opening kill on this round. You're absolutely correct, of course, that they're jumping into these sites a little roughed with the end, but now they're really jumping in rough. The spike is left near the ramen shack, excuse me, and this Raze has to fight through 5 members to just get to any site at this point. The Empress is popped by Spicy of all things, and what does Raze do? The members of SK are sort of hovering around a site, but CPB is there to answer really.
30 seconds left.
3 members do go down onto that B site to check that nothing's funny going on as SK push as one force. Alden finds a pick onto JC, but Ketchup is there to answer.
And Aldens might finally be getting the spike down as we do see Pab, who was super deep there into the site, able to take down the Empress that was there. Lockdown and Showstopper being primed up, but the spike's down and the defuse is not coming just yet.
Yeah, all 3 members of CPB are sort of stuck in heaven now. The Killjoy ultimate is put down.
One player remaining.
Party Kid finds Alden on the side. Pab now shooting through the paranoia. Finds Roki Boy, but is forced off the site. The Showstopper taken out now by Party Kid. Just looking to find the kill. Running in really eventually. And then it's detained. Oh, he did the sort of like double check to make sure he was actually seeing what he was seeing. And then finally shoots off the rocket. He goes, damn, our CPP now playing out of their minds.
Yep, 4 in a row now. Not looking hot economically for SK. They've taken some bad investments. Their stonks are not doing so hot here, and so they're looking to try and recoup those losses. But 6 on the board already for CPPB, and pretty much they've won the half. They only need 1 more round to do so, and with the type of buy SK has right now, I don't think they're going to do it. Although they've been pretty good about the thrifties this series, so I can't truly count them out just yet.
Yeah, we've seen thrifties at least 3 or 4 times already in this series. I want to see more. I love seeing thrifties. But look at this aggressive defensive push. Spicy finds the opening kill onto Kylus, and there's no answer coming out from the side of SK.
Nope, they are basically onto the site here. Rokaboy, though, with a great paranoia as Jesse takes down the first kill, picks up a second, secures a third, and 7 now for CPP.
Oh, that was a rough push. That paranoia caught, I think it's called paranoia, caught 3 of them in that smoke. It does get traded out, though, but the rest of his team was there to pick them off, giving them a 7th round. And Doctor, this is a show and a half from CPB right now.
Yeah, I mean, for a team that was forced onto this by the Ascent ban and then the randomizer, who's not quite so random just yet, you know, they're really showing up here, really putting on a good show of these lockdowns. And you get the Empress from SK. They're onto the site. Fans just trying to do what they can to stay alive. Can't get a kill, though, as it is 2 kills over to SK.
Fant sort of left alone on this site with 5 people rushing in. Now a 2v5. What can CPB do now? They're all in sort of the choke points and angles. They know where they're coming from. 3 health. Jay finds Party Kid in the end as Roki Boy is the last one left. Just taken out by Pab, and it'll be a flawless round going over to SK.
It's interesting that they go 5 rounds without a win and then they get a flawless. It did cost them the Empress, though, so they are going to be wanting that a little bit more, but they still get 5 rifles. They still get a round win. You know, it does bring them a little bit closer into the matchup here, as it is 7-3 now. The half's not even over yet. Like, there's still 2 more rounds left to play.
I just saw that one of the players in chat is having some connection issues right now, so I'm going to throw it to the desk, let the audience see our beautiful faces, and we'll be right back when they fix their technical issues. But other than that, this game is turning out to be an absolute show.
Yeah, I mean, CPPB, they're just lights out right now. Like, they are playing this defensive half super well, and, you know, they're not letting SK get any type of mileage here so far, really shutting down these site takes, even if it is, you know, after the plants come through. Their post plants have been amazing. You know, the one round that they just lost was actually just a really great take from SK, in which they, you know, used their abilities to get inside very quickly, very aggressively, to make sure that, you know, they were in a position to win those trades, and the rotations weren't given time to get through. And then they just held on the post plant position really nicely, secured them 2 kills there. Pab with the Empress just hitting shots.
Yeah, Fant sort of got the bad end of that fight, left alone on that site as 5 members rushed in and then brutally took their life. That does mean the first of, say, 5 rounds, we are heading right back into the game, I hear, into this 10th round, 11th round. And will we see another aggressive push from CPB? Or not CPB, SK, I should say.
I think it's in their best interest too. If you look at the map here, you know, you can see that CPPB are a bit spread out still. They have the 1 member there on the A site, fully committed to the A site, I would say. Just able to, you know, move very quickly through ropes. But, you know, it's still a bit loosey-goosey if the full, just absolute explosive take comes out from SK. And so we are still waiting just a little bit for those Discord issues to be sorted out. Discord, we love you, but you can be a bit rough sometimes.
Yeah, we live in that internet age where we sort of rely on everything. So if one ISP has problems, you know, one other guy has an outage, another guy, you know, has some download happening in the background by accident, Steam wakes up and just decides to eat all your bitrate. It just wakes up and eats everything. Chrome decides to open and eat your RAM. You know, that's sort of the internet life that we live in right now, and it happens. You know? There's nothing we can do about it but tough on. You know, and then maybe, you know, call your ISP and get angry at that. Our internet is hopefully good enough. So yeah, match pause timer is turned off as we head into this 11th round. SK coming off a decisive round win onto that A push again. They're looking to do it again.
They're using the blast panic there. It does do a little bit of friendly damage as the paint cans come in from Party Kid. Fant just decimating the push already. Spike carrier's already down. Party Kid picks up another 2. And there's only 1 member remaining here from SK. And Party Kid dunks him for the full house.
Oh, that was... I think they just wanted a repeat of that
Last round in the half.
And they had just immediately piled on. However, CPB is there to answer it. They had the nano swarms, they had the turrets, they had the positioning, they answered that correctly, and SK is just brutally crushed on the push.
Yeah, not really much else to say. Sometimes that just get grinded up like that and not much to show for it. They do get to carry rifles into the round here. It is the last round of the half, though, so they don't really get any more after this. No point in saving those credits, folks. You don't get to keep any into the pistol. This looks to be a bit of a quickie onto the B site.
You know, the announcer always gets it wrong. Like, they have like 2 voices talking at once when the match announces like last round before the swap and last round before the half, and it's really sort of disconcerting sometimes. As
Oh no!
Spicy open up, find 4
Get
members,
out of my way.
and now it's just Xylos alone. Doesn't have the spike. It's actually just left alone in mid.
And does find a kill. All right, so they're feeling a little bit better. It's now 1-on-3. They didn't lose too much HP either in that trade, so they are going to be giving a little bit of a lifeline. Op shot comes through. Can't save the ultimate. Might as well just rip it. And they do now know where everybody is, which is coincidentally where the spike is.
Yeah, that spike sort of left in the middle on the B side as JC finds Xylus with the op and taking the life, taking it into the
Switching
half,
sides.
9-3.
It's a bit of a one-sided half, but if we know anything about Split, it's that we don't know anything, and it is entirely possible for SK to have just as dominant a defending side as CPPB did just now.
Yes, we did see that CVB very decisively can play defense, but we saw them sort of choke on the attack side when we went into bind. This is the same sort of side they're gonna be on. I'm trying to think of a word, but I can't think of it. But they're on the attack again. We'll see if they have more luck on the attack side on Split than they do on bind as we head into the first round of the half.
It's a very high camera there coming in. As we do see Alden's winning the trade with Jesse. It is going to rip the paint can off as well. The smoke barely going to keep Kylus alive, though, as it is now a 5v3 retake situation.
Yeah,
What? Oh, no. Party Kid not able to hit the flying goose, as we do see Rokaboy making up for it, but the rest of the team falls, and now it is going to be a 4th round actually for SK. Picking up the pistol is huge for them because it means they can get the 2nd round potentially as well.
That jet managed to hover in the air for so long. We just saw the right clicks on the classic, just couldn't land, and it was hilarious.
We got so much airtime too off that, dash upper and everything. I don't know if that was like one of those like speed boosters that we've seen lately come out, but they got incredibly high there.
Yeah, they had come off the top of the ramp and then just decided to float down. Does find the kill onto the Raze. Raze praying up and spraying with the classic, looking directly up into the sky. Got blinded by the sun a bit as Jet took the better of that fight. Whew. And now the Spike immediately moving on to B without any hesitation. Cypher is there alone for now. Jet sort of hovering there up in heaven in case things go wrong. But CVB just hasn't pulled the trigger just yet. They're just waiting for SK to make a mistake or just reveal themselves somewhere.
As we do see multiple members, pretty much the entire team stacked up here in this garage. They do have a tripwire to break through, and this camera not quite seeing anything just yet, but we do see the pings coming out from CPPB as they do get onto the site now.
Cypher forced back by the smokes as the entire team rushes onto the site. Xylus finds one with the stinger. Alden finds another with Pancake. Can't raise it with... I don't know
fall damage?
Fall damage? Did he fall onto it? I don't know.
One enemy remaining.
But it was just one member CVB left with a stinger as the rest of SK pushes onto the site. Finds one. Picks up a Phantom. Isn't able to turn around in time as the spike will be used and SK takes the 2nd round of the half.
That was almost a little scary there for SK. The site was kind of swarmed pretty quickly. Wasn't quite able to hold on to it once they got it though. CPPB, they do get the spike down. They do get a little bit of extra credits in their pockets, but overall they are a bit on the Deco side again as they save up for that 4th round gun round.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that fall damage kill icon pop up on the top right. It's never left me confused. It looked like a portal mannequin coming down and sort of falling in the air, but that was just hilarious regardless. The rest of the two members of CVB now pushing onto A site through that smoke as the rest of their team hovers around mid and B. Oba now being pulled around onto that A site. Party Kid with 12 gets tagged a little by that Cypher. No site committed to bully just yet.
HP bars though not looking so hot for some members, mostly on the CPP side, as we do see Party Kid going down in garage. Xylus once again just walking down a site, not letting anybody come through. Gets dinged up a little bit, but guess what, you're not planting on B. You gotta make something happen A right now.
Oh yeah, they had lost one member already. Jiggle peeking onto garage, but Cypher and Jay are there right now just to prevent anything. The spike, however, does rotate onto that B site as some members of SK are pulled over to A. And this is what they can... I don't know what they're going to do exactly here. That Reyna already very low health. As I
30
think
seconds left.
expecting to play the timer right now and wait as members come out of the push work.
I do kind of like this play, the hard push onto B, and then the quick play through mailbox. But it's Kylus is in a perfect position, not able to hit the shots though, because they do get one tap by the sheriff. And so now the plant
10
should
seconds
come
left.
through. JC is
Spike
upgraded
planted. You
to
should
that
run.
Spectre,
Oh,
but now the
the
ultimate's been
lockdown.
procced.
Yeah, there is at least one. All three members sort of forced onto the site right now, looking to take out the lockdown first. Fanbox too with the stinger. The lockdown doesn't get taken out.
Oh, no.
Oh, it is actually taken out. Jay finds the triple, and the spike will get defused. Oh, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's tough to watch. Jay getting another perfect lineup to go their way. They get the 3K, they get the 7th round, and they're just bombarding through these, really getting close to tying it up. And CPPB, I don't know if they have the gas left in the tank to force their way through this attacking side. It is just looking so rough for these two teams.
Yeah, sorry, my mind's trying to catch up with my thoughts right now. It's lagging behind on it itself. And SK just decisively retaking these sites. It's the same sort of mechanic that you talked about earlier in the first round, where they get onto the site just a little worse for wear. And SK is there to punish them with their lower health bars.
Is that an operator? Gosh, it's fed. Just trying to peek through, not quite going the way of SK. That definitely will. Pab's going to be able to get out as well. Rokaboy, though, says, don't worry, I got your little friend.
Yeah, now Pab just hovering around in heaven right now. CBB choosing not to push into heaven. One of them hovering on just a bit. It is a 4v4, so both teams going into these future fights with equal bodies, able to throw themselves. Omen now, that Omen on SK side now hovering behind A site, looking to see if anyone's going to show for themselves, as SK sort of now has to spread around and see where CVB will take or push and which site they will look to put the spike down.
Bot coming back.
It's looking like it's going to be the A side. We do see JC on a bit of a flank potential.
seconds
You know,
left.
they're not checking through middle just yet. As you can see on the map, everybody's going through spawn. Showstopper is not going to connect. Spike's now planted, and Fant's only on 29 HP. The flank, though, coming through. Ketchup is spicy, and JC's able to pick up 2. And it's just Silas in a 1v3. Gets 1. Needs to get many more, though. HP not on his side. Does still have a tripwire available and a neural theft. I imagine they'll want to save it, though, as they're just trying to peek on through, looking for any bit of information. They want to get this defuse in, and they're just ripping heads. Time is ticking away, though, and I don't think they have any more left.
Player standing.
Wait, finds 4 but isn't able to get the defuse, so that ruins CVB's economy. The round will, however, go over. But now CVB have to deal with all their members being dead. That is... you don't see that too often.
No, I mean, they're able to buy another full set of rifles, so they're definitely feeling pretty okay about it, as it does move them over to double digits. And when you look over to the side of SK, they're working with at least one Bulldog, potentially another one. They're trying to do the math here, and they do get a Phantom onto Pab. Jay is going to rock it with the knives out, though. Not going to be picking up a rifle this time.
Yeah, CVB winning that last round. By the skin of their teeth, they managed to force Fant forward onto the site and get that spike down. But they won't be able to do this constantly. SK able to sort of win these fights again. They are able to retake these sites decisively, and CVB getting onto these sites just a little too rough. Right now, they are slowly playing this round, but it looks like it'll be another 8.
Yeah, and I mean, the difference between the two teams so far is that CPPB was able to get the spike down once they got onto the site, whereas SK were not quite able to get to that step of the plan. They got to the site and then couldn't get the spike down. This time, though, with the spike being planted, it now puts the clock on the defending half, and they need to get involved. They need to get these shots on target because that spike does not care what your plan is. It is just going to tick away.
Look at this, 2 kills do go over. Fan and
remaining.
another Roki
One
there,
enemy remaining.
and it ends up being a 1v1. 33 health. Pab finds a triple and is able to get the defuse in the end.
Pab just making sure that the site is there. There's a bit of a flurry there on the scoreboard, and it's just another round win for SK, and that's potentially disastrous for the side of CPPB. They're not looking so hot. 2,200 credits on each of their top fraggers means that this is a save round, and it is going to be 10-8 at the end here.
Yeah, other than their name being a heck of a tongue twister, CPPB is now sort of being forced back in these fights. They aren't decisively taking these points or these sites as SK sort of wanted to in the first half. They managed to close it out 9-3 in the first half, but look at this. It's 10-7 now. They've managed just to get 1 round in the second half. Both of these teams attacking sides not exactly used to this map, and it is showing. Both of these teams primarily winning on defense. Roki Boy now being picked off from behind? Wait. Yes, from behind actually, forcing the rest of CBB forward onto the site.
Spikes now being planted. Pab has the Empress running down. It is about 3/4 remaining. And this is such a deep. Pincers Olden gets 2 kills before going down. Gives over a Phantom, but I don't think. Are they? Maybe they are. Concernicus as JC just takes the head off. They are going to dash through, trying to defend the spike. There's the defuse coming in. Kills the defuser. Gets a second. Fan just popping off. Can't secure the round though, as we do see Kylitz holding it down, holding down the defuse key as well, and brings it to 10-8.
So when Fett did that, I had intaked so much air so quickly. I had inhaled a swimming pool's worth of air immediately, and my lungs just imploded. I was. Fett coming out of that smoke and just so decisively finding those 2 kills just shocked me entirely. And I would have hit the replay key for us to see it, but I was just dying.
Just absolutely nutty coming through that smoke. Kills the defuser, kills the guy on Heaven, and was just a couple pixels away from being able to take down Kylus there as well. And as you do get the Empress popped as well, they're looking to just secure this site. Huge paranoia attempt. It is going to land, but can they get the kill? Follow up, the reload comes through, and they trade it out.
4v4 on this retake right now. The Killjoy ultimate is put down. Pab now answering the trade. We'll do a 3v3, but they have to avoid this Killjoy lockdown.
Spike planted.
Nobody. Oh no, one
player?
got
Where?
It had to have been in ropes, as we do. Yeah, it's just poor Silas. Sadness. But they're okay now. They've recovered. The electricity can't hold them down for too long, as they are a robot man. But now it's still a 3-on-3 retake situation.
Yeah, the health bars on Reyna aren't too favorable. Looks like it's some favor now, but it will end up being the better trade for SK. As Fant now has to clutch it up. Will be forced off the Cypher now. Finds the Reyna. The Cypher, however, will get half the defuse. And will actually get the kill. Will he have time to defuse though? I think he will.
No! Wait, he had no time!
Wait, where did he go? Wait, I don't know who to give the point to.
0.05 seconds left. Fant bought so much time. 0.05 seconds.
I don't like these situations because if I don't, I saw Fant's name being written in the bottom underneath the clutch, but that was so close. That's 50 milliseconds, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I think it's 50 milliseconds. It takes 300 milliseconds to blink. That is so close. That is such a tiny margin of error.
And it's so crazy because he got the kill and just immediately goes back to the spike. I mean, if he hadn't gotten it to halfway when he did, it's such a different situation. You don't even have to think about if it's close or not. But as we do see the site take coming in once again, CPPB are just looking to bring it to map point here. We're seeing sheriffs on the side of SK that are already down a man, and things are looking a little rough for this defending side.
Yeah, JC able to find with the knives out. Get caught reloading, enters by Party Kid. Tyler finds one. Party Kid, however, enters in kind. And it's an absolute massacre. Alden with the showstopper out is actually picked off by Fant as it's all left down to Tab. Fant picks him off. Will be the 12th round win for CPB. And this is map point, Doctor.
Match point.
This is serious point. If CPPB can take this next round or any of the next 4 rounds, it means that they win the series 2-1, find themselves a grand finals berth, and they're feeling good. And I mean, it's so on the back of Fant too, right? Like, you can look at this scoreboard, 16-15-8, but Fant has found themselves in so many 1vx situations, so many clutch situations, and has shown up time and time again.
Oh, that was another situation that just... I mean, they did what SK did to them earlier. They ran onto the site. They had JC find a pick immediately with the knives out. Finds another up in heaven. It gets traded out, though. But it does mean the rest of the team is there to push in, have their back. And that's what they want. They want to be able to decisively take these sites with no real answer from SK.
Fire in the hole!
You can actually look at this. They drop down the lockdown onto the A site. The showstopper's about to time out here on B. I think they're just going to send it up into heaven, but the spike's already planted, and all of SK are so out of position.
It was a chess game. They put down the Killjoy ultimate, faking the A plant, and then just swung onto B immediately. Spicy finds the opening pick onto the enemy Reyna, Pab falling down, and it will be a 5v4 retake. Larbot does see that JC is there, but JC is actually unable to win the fight. Rokibo, however, answers out. Kylis finds another, though. Fant, however, in the back.
One player standing. One enemy remaining.
And it ends up being a 1v1. Kylis, and it's just Omen versus Omen, circling around the center right now. Rokiboy will look to find him, does find him, and it will be the 13th
Attackers
round
win.
going over
Out of my way.
CPB gonna be finding their 2-1 victory over SHORTYKINGS there. They are going to be finding themselves in the grand finals of the CEA 2020 Fall Series, and they earned it. They played so hard tonight, making sure that everybody was pulling their fair share of the weight, and I mean, that was an insane series that we got to witness here tonight.
Oh, okay. Other than me dying in one of those rounds, watching Fant just get that double kill, that was an absolute blast to cast. Again, you guys don't see a camera because I wasn't expecting to sort of cast with Doctor. Came out to help him. I'm usually on the production end, so if you guys heard a little bit of music here and there, or I screwed up a transition here and there, that's on me. So, you know, come throw me a DM at Twitter, yell at me what you want, but this has been absolutely fun. CPB looking a little shaky on Bind. Did actually manage to close it out 13-9 respectively, the same way they won 13-9 on Haven, but Split just became just a whole nother show, and I just love the back and forth that between them. CPB, however, was able to edge out that victory in the end with sort of their decisive plays onto A and B site in the end.
Yeah, and so as we wrap up our night, folks, we do want to remind you that there will not be a series next week as it is Thanksgiving weekend. So we will be having the grand finals here December 6th. Stay tuned to the CEA Twitter for the links and times for that, as well as finding out who the other grand finalists will be that week. And as we close out the show, we want to give one last shout out to our sponsors, CORSAIR Gaming, Great Lakes Gaming Lounges, for putting on a fantastic pairing of peripherals and competition. And we do want to give a shout out to our lifestyle sponsors as well. Rogue Energy for keeping us in the game, prepared and ready to duel it out. And then NEU Apparel for making sure that we are cool, calm, and comfy while doing so. And I think that's just about going to do it for us tonight, Vermilion.
Yep.
We had our 2-1. We had our show. We've informed everybody that we are going to be taking a week for Thanksgiving. So remember, December 6th is your grand finals.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. It was an absolute blast casting with you. I hope to do it again. Hopefully, I don't have to do it again, but I hope to actually do it again. I love casting, but I love producing as well. So, thank you everyone for watching. Good night. You got anything to say left?
Shout out to the chat. We do it for you guys. We wouldn't be here without you. If you've caught any funny, hilarious, or just bomb-tastic clips here tonight, be sure to share them on Twitter to the CEA Valorant Twitter page, channel, Twitch page. Wherever you might find us, be sure to share it. And as you can tell, I'm losing my mind. So we're going to cut it here. Once again, we want to thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on December 6th for the grand finals. And you guys have a great holiday. We'll see you then.
Good night.